Hello and welcome to another stream with the BSL 11 Gosuleague semi-finals and finals here. As you know, my name is MasterReY, and with me here, as always, the wonderful Snipe. Hello.
Hey everyone, glad to be here again. Looking forward to some really great epic games. We finally get the conclusion of the Gosuleague. We're doing semifinals and finals today. Looking forward to some great games.
Yeah, and this time also another guest here, but also a very known BSL Gosuleague caster. It is Veer.
Yeah, hi there, everyone. Fun to be here and doing this with MasterReY and Snipe, and we have some lovely CVCs, so let's see what happens.
Yes. And yeah, let's take a look at the players that we have today. So here we go. This is the official bracket of the BSL Gosuleague. We have seen the round of 8 this week on Tuesday and Thursday. And now we are going into the semifinals. And the first semifinal will be a ZVZ between P-Tech and Julia. Yeah, both players defeating opponents of another race in the round of 8. But ZVZ is always pretty random anyways, so I'm really looking forward to this match and see what they will do.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to kind of decide who will take this one or who's kind of favored. I mean, Julia's well known. P-Tac's been a staple in the Gosuleague for a number of seasons now. Like, I feel like this one could go either way, and ZVZ especially, it's just like it almost feels like this could be a toss-up on who wins this one.
Yeah, I think that didn't we see like P-Tech losing to Squall in the King of Kings tournament? So I'm not sure how well he's going for the CVC. I've seen him a bit, and he's not doing the best there. But maybe I'm not sure how strong Julia is in that matchup. But I've seen P-Tech losing a bit there. So let's see if he can go for a good CVC.
Yeah, let's see. Julia, of course, also a player who is very popular with the chat for different reasons. So we will probably have some fun here.
Yeah, we did see him come back from being down 2-0 last week. So even if he falls behind early, you know he has a chance to come back and advance. So.
Yeah. Okay, so the semifinals will be best of 5 here, and the finals will be a best of 7, if I'm informed correctly.
Yeah.
And I think with that, we go for the first game. P-Tech versus Julia. Let's do it. Game is starting, and the first map will be Sylphid. What do you think about Sylphid, guys?
Well, I don't know if most maps play too much role in ZVZ, but now that we got a Zerg on this cast, maybe Veer has some extra insight into that.
I think what we can see for the maps in the CVC is that it's the biggest matter is that if you have a 2-player map, you can see them like they will scout one another directly. Here, one of them usually misses the first scout, but actually right now we see both of them going for the scout in the top, so it will be both of them not scouting one another. But usually when you have a 3-player map, there is an advantage of one of the players because he scout first. So.
All right.
Yeah, we have the game here started. Let's introduce the players here. They played on top versus bottom, so we can change the colors. So with that, in the bottom left, we have one of the Zerg players. It is Julia.
All right. And bottom right, we have our red Zerg from Croatia. It's P-Tac, which we are still probably pronouncing wrong, but we haven't had anyone correct us. So, yeah, that's when he goes by. All right.
Okay, and yeah, Veer, you just mentioned the Overlord scouting, and we see both players scouting the empty starting position here. So both players will have equal footing here.
Yeah, and usually we see the scout go for the expansion. So if there's a quick expand, you will have you can see that earlier. But right now we see both of them go in the wrong direction, and we also see that there is a 9 pool and 9 extractor from Blackman. Julia.
Yeah, so he's going to be looking for some early lings, early ling speed or early lair. He could do any of the above, and looks like 12 hatch probably coming out from PTAC. So does Julia just have the advantage here? Is there something he can do to kind of fight back in this?
If there is a lair, I think he can maybe survive. But if this is a 9 pull speed, I think usually you it's very hard to survive. You need to pull all your drones to do it. So it's really hard for him to survive. And I think like a 3-player map that this small, it's very risky what we see from PTech right now. This is tremendously risky build here. And it's not even the 11 hatch that we've seen we've seen a lot being more and more popular, both in CVP and in CVC. So if he gone for the 11 hatch, he would have a much bigger chance to survive against this. Now it will be extremely hard for him to do anything to not die here. And we actually see that there is speed coming. So yeah, I'm not sure that he can survive here.
Yeah, I think even before the speed will be a factor here, Julia could just kill this hatchery. Of course, we have to remember that PTech will have the double hatchery production. So if he can delay this somehow, he will have more links eventually, but I think the hatchery will just go down before that. But let's see.
Yeah, he may even have to cancel. Okay, doesn't get the cancel off, so I think
Now
he just loses the hatch here. Yeah.
Now we see the drone pull. This is where it comes to, but maybe it's too late. Yeah, the drone pull is so late. Oh my gosh! Now he's dead now. Yeah, there we see GG.
No GG called, but game is over. It could have been called in top versus bottom, but either way, quick game 1.
Yeah, very quick.
That was that wasn't that well. He needs to pull them right away if you want to survive against that build. You can't wait. You need to do it a lot earlier.
Let's see if PTech goes for such a risky strategy again. He will probably not do it, but we'll see in the second game.
Depends on the map. Looks like we have Polypoid, so a bit bigger map. Maybe 12 hatch is a little more safe here.
Yeah, but still, 12 hatch is always a gamble. I think the 11 hatch is so much easier to survive if you do. But yeah, of course you can do the 12 hatch here, but I think when you play like a tournament game like this, I like when you start with the 9 pool, because this is a series, and now the feeling for PTech is that, I can always be 9 pool because he likes the 9 pool. So you will always have that somewhere back in your head that a 9 pool can come out. So I like that start from Julia.
Yeah, we have slight lag here, but we are in the game now with Azuric spawning in the top right in blue, which is Julia.
All right, and down a game we have in the bottom left, Soul Z PTAC. Now, this is cross map, so again, if he does want to go for that earlier hatchery, it's just going to buy him that little bit extra time. They're not going to scout each other for a while, so there's a chance if there was a 9 pool coming that the lings would go in the wrong direction as well. So I do think, like, if you want to play hatch first kind of style, this would be a lot better position than last game. But we'll have to see. I mean, he just died to 9 pool, right? So he might be thinking, okay, he's going to rush me again. Maybe I need to play a bit safer with a 9 pool myself, or like even just a 12 pool or something like that.
Yeah, we see an overload coming in, so it will not be 9 pool from any of these players. So let's see if there's a 12 pool or if it's a 12 hatch again. So
you know,
that's like.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you pull ahead. Yeah, now we see that they're both making the 12 drones anyway, and we see a 12 pool from Julia, and Peter going actually for the 12 hatch again. That's like he's dying from a 9 pool, and he's like, I'm going to do the same strat once again. That's ballsy.
Yeah, I just want to mention, you can have this little mind game where, okay, you just lost to a 9 pool, but the opponent who just 9 pooled will probably think, yeah, okay, he's not going 12 fetch again, so I'm not 9 pooling again. And now Pitek
Yeah.
is 12 fetching again, so it works out for him here. That's definitely a good opening against the 12 pool, I think.
Yeah, he's gonna have that extra larva production sooner. Like it looks like Julia took his expansion as well, so they're both gonna be in similar situation or get to the similar point. But Julia is gonna have more gas mined here, whereas Pitak's gonna have that little bit extra larva early on.
And I think one of the biggest difference here for the builds is that you will have the chance to like maybe put a sunken down. Sometimes you do that if you're 12 hatch and you go for the extra gas quite early. But versus a 12 pool, it's not that big of a difference between the 12 hatch and the 12 pool. I think, of course, it's a bit better to do the 12 hatchery, but it's not a huge thing here. You have a bit more economic situation and stuff like that, and you also have the big difference is that you will have 2 more drones. So you see here that the blue player Julia, he pulls one of the drones to be able to get both the lair and the speed and to have the economic situation. But you see the 12 hatches going for mining gas with 3 units all game here, so he will catch up in the gas that he loses in the beginning.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to say we see that Pitek has no problem defending these early Zerglings because it's cross position as well, so the links took quite some time, and now he has a double hatchery production, so he's totally safe against those Zerglings. But we have the speed finish for Julia, but he didn't really
Oh,
made a lot more links, so he's not going for super aggressive style with that early speed.
And we can
yeah.
actually see now if we press the gas down, we can actually see that the gas mine from P-Tech is he has gained more gas than we see from Julia actually because of the 3 drones mining gas. So now he has almost 100 advantage in gas. So that's what happens when you go for the 12 hatch. If you don't like try to get an extra drone, if you are the 12 pooler, you need, I think it's good to try to get 1 extra drone out quite early so that you will have the 3 drone mining gas earlier than what he did this game.
Okay, now I did notice that Julia's lair finished a little bit quicker, but their spire timings are pretty much exactly identical here. P-Tax maybe even a couple ticks ahead there, but I think P-Tax advantage here, just looking at this, just because of the fact that he has extra drone or has had a couple extra drones in supply here for longer period of time, and there's no way that either player can really kill each other. There's going to be no, significant air advantage for either player early on here. And actually, he's getting his second gas a little bit quicker, so he's going to have a little bit more gas. That doesn't mean, of course, that Julia necessarily loses from this position, but we do have a bit of an engage going on here. Let's see.
It looks like P-Tech has slightly more here, but I'm not sure. This is pretty close. But yeah, P-Tech has more pull sets, and yeah, that were a lot of lost Zerglings by Julia, and with no Spire timing advantage, and as you mentioned, P-Tech having more drones and the second gas earlier, I can definitely see P-Tech pulling ahead in the Mutalist count even here.
I don't even know how he will survive this Ling attack actually. He doesn't have a single Zergling himself, so he can just run by here. And it takes forever for the Mutalisk actually to engage with Zerglings. And if you make Scourge, it's even worse. So you see here 2 drones falling. The 3rd drone is about to fall. Let's see here. Yeah, and the 3rd drone falls there. So this is very, very hard. Now we're seeing going down to 10 drones actually.
Yeah, and P-Tax up at 17 drones now. Looks like Julia used a couple Scourge on an Overlord. I'm not sure that's usually what you want, but in this case, he's supply blocking him, so it's going to stop P-Tax production for a little bit. Maybe Julia's like, I need to do something like this to try and catch up in supply or drones or something, because he knows he's got to be or down drones, and with a similar Mutalist count being out produced at the same time, he knows he's probably behind here and needs to get something done.
you don't really need to do the attack that we see from Pitek here. I don't really like this because he is in a great advantage. So I'm not sure why he's stressing this. If you just wait for like 5 minutes or maybe 2 minutes, he will be way ahead. So he doesn't need to do it. But of course, we see the Zerglings coming in now and killing a lot. So maybe I was wrong there. Sorry.
All good. He probably just, yeah, got the attention of Julia to a different place. Now he's actually doing pretty much the same now that the Mutalisks are in the main. He's killing 2 Overlords, so Pitek doing a very great job with these multi-pronged attacks here. Even maybe killing another 3rd Overlord. And I mean,
Yeah,
the game should be over at this point.
yeah, the game is over.
Yeah, I mean, Julia's going to try one last attack here. He needed a lot of good Scourge connections, but even still, there's just so many more Mutalisks left here for Pitek. A few more Scourge flying in, maybe they can get some really good connections. We do have a few connecting here. It's kind of nice, but still a couple extra Mutalisks for Pitek, and with that, I don't know. Julie has nothing, and it looks like he agrees and leaves the game. So we tie the series up 1-1.
It was 4 times the supply in the end, so I think we were at like 5 drones or something, and you can't play CVC with 5 drones.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes
It's
it
good when
1-1.
Yeah, it's good when we start a game with CVC because we don't have like the 1 hour games. So because we have a lot of games to cast today, we have 2 semifinals and a best of 7 finals. So yeah, it's all
Yeah.
good.
Okay, and the next game is loaded again. The map will be Demonio Azul, which should be pretty similar to Sylphid for CVZ.
And another 3-player map.
Okay, and we are ready. So, game is starting. In the bottom left, we have our blue Zerg, Julia.
All right, and bottom right, we have our red Zerg Pitak, and it looks like they're both scouting in the wrong direction. Again, they're not going to be scouting each other first. Much like the Sylphid game, they both scouted towards that 12 o'clock-ish base. Another thing I noticed is they actually aren't playing on the BSL version of this map, so...
Oh, they are not. And now we see
Disqualify.
actually that Vitek changed his overlord
Oh, yeah.
direction, so that's good for him. But let's see if he will go for the 12 hatch again. Maybe it's like a thing that he just wants to pull the 12 hatch all the time. I'm not really sure that that's a good idea. It's so risky. But as we saw the last game, when you are up against a 12 pool or something like that, it can be really, really good.
Also
But
feels like it kind of... someone could take advantage or abuse that if you do the same build every game, especially in a mirror matchup.
okay, but what is this? You see the gas trick from Julia, but it's not like a 10 hatch because it's going for an overload, so I'm not sure what this is. I really don't understand him.
Yeah, usually you do the gas trick because you don't want to stay on 3 lava, so you want to use 1 lava early and then get some additional lava time. But in this case, didn't really make
Oh,
sense.
it's
But
yeah,
yeah,
it's an 11 hatch. Yeah,
yeah,
this is
I
an
mean,
11 hatch.
he's a good player. He knows what to do. So let's see.
Yeah, I just haven't seen that before to do the overload, then the gas trick and go for an 11 hatch. But yeah, maybe that's a normal thing in the meta right now, but it's not for me anyway. I have not seen that.
Well, Pitak's mixing it up this game, not going for that 12 hatch. He did go for 12 pool, 11 gas, I believe. So he's going to have a little bit earlier gas here. He's going to have some earlier lings. Who would you say is advantage in this position?
Yeah, I think the advantage is for Julia because of he will have the extra drone, but not as much as what we saw before. But maybe his overlord is a bit late. His pool. I'm not sure what this is.
I think the pool timing should be fine. The links are now spawning in Pitek's base, and his pool is finishing now. And it's a little bit similar to the situation we had in the last game, I think, where Pitek was the player with an earlier expansion with the 12 fetch against the 12 pool, and he had more drones, he had access to the second gas earlier, and so on. And this time it's basically reverse roles. So this time Julia has
Yeah,
the
but
earlier expansion.
but
Yeah.
there is a big difference, and the big difference is that if you look at the gas, you see that there is 3 drones mining gas already for PTAC, but last game we saw that he did not go for the 3 drones mining gas, and we also see that Julia actually is mining gas from just 2 right now. So the advantage in gas, it's 100 advantage right now in what they mine, but it also 100 more advantage for Pete because he didn't go for the speed.
Mhm.
Yeah, well, we can see that reflected in the lair timing, right? Like P-Tac's lair is finishing just now, whereas Julia's isn't even half done. So he's going to be able to get that earlier Mutalisk advantage or Mutalisks out. I'd expect to see him throw down that Spire any second here now. Maybe he's waiting to clear this Ling out of his base. Okay, there it goes down at the natural. So he does have that Spire start. He's going to be able to get the air advantage a little bit ahead of Blackman or Julia here.
I think if he really put down the Spire as soon as the lair finished, he could have even been in a situation where his Mutalist could reach Julia's base before Julia has Mutalist. Now I'm not sure. Probably, maybe still, but maybe it was a little bit too slow that Julia just in time could get the Mutalist out while P-Tech's Mutalist have to travel across the map.
But you see him always up, he's almost up 300 in gas.
Yeah.
So that could be a big difference. But we see that Julia is putting down his extra extractor just to be able to do something against that because he can't have that much gas disadvantage. So I think
Yeah.
Pitek is in a great position here, and we also see him up in drones.
Yeah, Julia was doing a really good job just microing one Ling around in P-Tac's base here. He actually managed to snipe one of those drones.
Oh, wow.
So
Yeah.
a nice little pickup for him there. Looks like he wants to maybe be aggressive, but there's no way he can really attack into this with all the Sunkens and Lings here. And he's actually probably going to want to go home soon because the Mutalists have started for P-Tac. Once those are out, he's going to be able to start pounding down on these Lings for free. So I'd actually like to see him retreat
See
those.
here how many links this is. I
Yeah.
don't think this can. I think he can do it. This is so many links.
I don't know. We'll see. I mean, the Sunken's there to help. Well, maybe he is doing it. He is breaking through. Okay, he gets into the main, but now the Mutalists are popping and should be able to help clean this up.
Okay, loses one drone here, and that's pretty much it. So only one drone.
That's not enough. That's not enough damage for that investment.
Right.
Yeah,
Well,
now this
after that,
gas
he is still
difference.
ahead in drones. Or sorry, Blackman's ahead in drones. Go ahead.
Yeah, I want to say the gas difference for P-Tech, the advantage will probably matter now because he is up to 7 Mutalists with 1 more building, so 8 Mutalists, and we have only the first 4 Mutalists spawning for Julia, actually 5, but 8 against 5. So I think P-Tech can take this fight.
Oh, Mutalists are flying just past each other. It looks like P-Tac's going to say, I'm going for a couple of drones then. He is going to pick off 2 drones really quickly. There are a couple Scourge here for Julia that may be able to help even this fight out, although a couple Scourge are flying in for P-Tac as well. And yeah, there's just so many more Mutalisks here for P-Tac. I don't know if Julia's going to be able to hold on.
Yeah, I mean, of course, Julia has shorter reinforcements time because he's right here, and I think it's very close. 6 Mutalists for P-Tech and only 5 for Julia. But yeah, the Scourge is it.
Now it's 6 for Julia and 5 for P-Tech.
All right, well, does even up, does hold on, so this game's going to go on.
Yeah. Oh, but now 3 more is coming out for P-Tech and some Scourge as well. And what you actually need when you do this strat is you need 5 drone mines for every gas. if you want to make just Mutus.
Oh, another engagement going down here. Mutalisk versus Scourge. It looks like PTAC got the better early engage there, but of course there's closer reinforcements here.
Whoa. And the Scourge just connects so well for PTAC. So
Yeah.
that's GG.
Wow,
GG.
okay. One thing I want to point out too, I did notice that Julia was getting carapace upgrades in that game. It was about halfway done, whereas PTAC was not. So that's just a little bit extra gas that was not in Mutalisks for Julia as well when he was already behind on gas. So that probably played a big factor in, PTAC being able to run him over with Mutalisks. So,
And we need to say thank you for 11BC12. No, sorry, 11BC2, because he made a 3-month subscribe.
Oh, it was. Yeah, 3 months even. I didn't see. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, 3 months.
11BC2. I appreciate it.
11BC2, yeah.
And now we'll go into the next game. Game 4 on Blade Runner. Interesting map.
Yeah. We'll have to see. I mean, you get Mutalisks a lot, so the dark areas might not matter much unless someone was planning to go for Mass Ling. I don't know if that's necessarily the way to go here. But we'll see what the players want to go for. It's definitely, it's a 4-player map, so.
I don't know actually how this map turns out when you go for CVC. I never played this map, CVC, so. But CVC is almost the same every game. It's just a little bit on how you go with the starting point because of the the range difference. But I don't think it's not hugely affecting your play, actually.
Yeah, I think so as well. Let's introduce the players very quickly. In the bottom right here, in blue, we have Julia.
All right, and in the bottom left, in the red, 1 game away from advancing to the finals, it's PTAC.
Yeah, and of course this is a 4-player map again. So we saw Sylphid and Demonio Azul as 3-player maps, but we have also seen Polypoid. And on 4-player maps in general, it's definitely a little bit. There's a little bit higher chance that someone goes for 12 hatchery. And so far we see both players. Okay, only P-Tech going for an Overlord, and Julia going for the 9 pool. So if P-Tech goes for the 12 hatch here, this could be dangerous.
Yeah, there's always the chance that he sends the Lings in the wrong direction if they don't scout each other quick enough. Like, they aren't going to see each other's Overlords, and by the time the Overlord from PTAC gets into Julia's base, he may have already started those Lings and be sending them out on the map. There's also a chance he could turn the Overlord around.
Yeah, usually what happens is that when you go up like this, because usually you scout in this pattern, if you you usually go attack the crossbow if you haven't seen an Overlord. Oh, but look at this!
Yeah.
Is not what you're supposed to do for Julia. But maybe he's going for like a sunken. I'm not sure.
I think he's just scouting maybe, but I mean he
No,
saw
but
the
he saw
Overlord
the
in the
Overlord.
natural. Yeah, that's weird. Maybe he didn't look at the screen at the time, or he actually wants to go for a Sunken Rush. I'm not sure.
Sunken. I don't know why he's doing it. Why is he doing this if it's not for a sunken?
Maybe
Yeah,
he just wants to
don't
confirm what the
understand.
build was or something, but yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, but this is a huge investment if you think of how much. No, it's what?
Yeah,
I think it was just the scout.
But he,
maybe
that
if it was 12 hatch or something, he would go for the sunken. Maybe
yeah,
he's expecting 12 hatch or
more than
something.
10% of his mining.
Yeah.
But maybe it's just because he wants to have like an extra damage or something with the drone because you use it in the micro. It's very weird though.
Well, we do have 2 drones down here for PTAC as well, so I think he's going to be perfectly fine. And I would say he's got a little bit of advantage. He went for that 12 pool, so he's going to have that extra drone mining, especially with Julia pulling that drone so early. Now, PTAC's taking this very seriously. He's actually pulled 4 drones into this fight, so we'll have to see how it goes. It looks like it's going to go in his favor, though.
Yeah, I think P-Tech will be fine if he just survives here.
It's
Yeah.
pretty close here, but he gets
Oh,
it.
but he letting 2 links inside.
Oh wow, and yeah,
he did
okay.
pick off that drone too.
He picked off the drone, yeah. So that was Julia's drone going down. So it's, I think, 1-1 drone dead for one for both players. And
Yeah.
we have to remember that Julia has speed and P-Tech does not, but it's finishing any second. So can he get another drone? Yes, he can. So Julia gets the second drone here. Will this even out the game a bit? We have 8 to 8 drones, and Julia still rallying more units.
Yeah, but the big difference here. Oh, 1 more drone going down.
That's not what you want to see. No, I think PTAC's still going to be able to survive. He's still actually up a drone. But look at the other side. We do have the lair done and the spire being started, whereas lair hasn't even started on PTAC's side. So he's going to have to rely on getting up some spores to defend against the mutas. Either that or just be able to kill Julia and force him back before he can get the mutalisks out.
1 more drone.
Oh, another drone.
That's so many
Oh man,
drones.
this is like the 5th drone already. I think at this point, because P-Tech has a double hatchery production, he could actually go for a circling counterattack, because Julia used a lot of links focusing drones and not killing the zerglings of P-Tech. So P-Tech has this zergling advantage here, and he could at least force Julia to place a sunken and then go back.
Because
But
you have the high ground, and you can I think you can have the arc there for a long time actually.
yeah, okay, maybe. Yeah, I mean, P-Tech, he didn't actually produce more Zerglings. I thought he could maybe get like 12 more Zerglings, but he actually got like 6 drones. I mean, we have to remember, he lost 5 drones, but he's still up 3 drones right now. So he made a lot of drones instead of Zerglings.
Yeah, that's the thing when you have the double hatchery, because you always have more lava, so you can always hold on here. And now we see the mutas coming from Julia, but the problem for him is that he's on 8 drones, so he doesn't even mine gas right now. So if he doesn't get damage done, I'm not sure how he can. It will be so hard for him to get damage done here. What you can actually try to do is you can have your mutas coming in from behind, try to harass the lings a bit, try to get them out of position, and then run in with your zerglings and trying to pick off this spore. Because if one spore dies here, he can bring 1 hatchery down.
Can he position his mutas in such a spot to hit that spawning pool without being hit by that spore? That's one way he could kind of be annoying and splash some of the drones too.
Yeah, I think he can.
Yeah, I was thinking he could. So that may be one option for him. But hold on, we have a bunch of links coming in for PTAC here. Looks like they're targeting the lair. I don't know about that, but okay. I think Julia's going to be able to defend. He's buying time for his mutalisks to get back. They will get back here. But after the dust settles here, PTAC's up 7 drones.
Yeah.
And now we see 1 more spore coming down in his natural, and 1 more in his main. So now I think all the timings are off for Julia. He had the chance to do something with them, but now I think all of it is just gone. I can't see him getting any damage done here.
Yeah,
so
P-Tech
what's
is
the
just
play?
more.
Yeah.
He needed to go directly after the mutas popped. Yeah, this is over.
That second spore finishes. Yeah, and I mean, the spire is halfway done, and when that finishes, P-Tech will surely just outproduce Julia in the Mutalisks as well.
Yeah.
Especially when he takes that second gas. We can see Julia trying to take his second hatchery back at home, but I don't know if he's going to be able to even defend it. Like, these links could just target it down. The mutas have to protect the drone line. Looks like they're going to go and try and protect the hatch. Okay, never mind. Yeah, they have to protect the drone, so that will get killed or canceled at least. And that's just going to put them even further behind. Like, PTAC's got such a big bank here, actually, at the moment, just banking, saving up for those metas.
Yeah, with the Zerglings, the speed Zerglings out on the map, Julia cannot do anything. He cannot attack because he always has to defend against the Zerglings. There's nothing Julia can do but to GG, and that's what he's doing. And we have P-Tech winning the match 3-1, and he advances to the finals. So congratulations there.
Yeah, what
Played.
how
He eliminates
did
Julia.
P-Tech go last season?
I
Didn't
don't
P-Tech go
recall.
far last season as well?
Not sure actually.
He may have made like round of 8 or something. I don't remember for sure though. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll check that out here to see what happened with P-Tech last season on the BSL 10. But I don't think the P-Tech ever been in the Pro League, right?
He should be next season now, right? Though I think if
Yeah,
it's
now we will. Yeah,
the top 4 or whatever go into automatically get seeded into Pro League.
yeah, all 4 of them.
Okay, so that concludes our first semi-final match, but we have plenty more games for you today. We have the second semi-final, and of course we have the finals afterwards. But first of all, let's find out who P-Tech's opponent in those finals will be in the second semi-finals. So here we take a look at the bracket again. We have P-Tech just defeating Julia 3-1, and now we'll find out his opponent in the finals between Jae-yoon and Tim in a ZVP here.
Yeah, that was
I know
that was actually a crazy game versus Zoom versus Tim. Zoom were up 2-0, and then he was so close to winning the third, and
Wow.
he made a big drop there, and then he didn't survive. So it was a base trades kind of thing, the third game. So I think that Zoom was so close to winning. And I asked him about it. I said, "Oh, you were so close." And he said, "Yeah, I thought it would be a 3-0, so I started to drink with my friends." So
Oh no.
he said he was a bit wasted in the 2 last games. So.
Oh no. A bit unfortunate for him. That's why you got to finish off the series. We saw something similar in the first bracket with Julia and Rainer, right? Like Rainer went up 2-0, Julia won. So kind of crazy to see 2 reverse sweeps in the quarterfinals there.
Yeah.
But
I can just
looking,
tell you that P-Tech went out to Brown last season. So
Oh, yeah.
I checked that out.
and Brown made it to the finals, I believe.
Yeah, he lost versus Tarsen 4-2 in the finals. So, but he played so well there.
Yeah. Now I know both of these players pretty well, Jaeyoon and Tim. I would say Jaeyoon's maybe slightly advantaged here. Both of them very strong players. I mean, Jaeyoon's on the same team as me, though he's on the A team. I'm only on the B team. But
Oh, what team do you
Tim,
play for?
NAS.
Oh yeah, no, sorry, I can see that in there. Sorry,
Yeah.
yeah.
And it's all. And then Tim, he rose up quickly through the ranks. Like I remember him playing in CPL, and then he just kept getting better and better and better. Hit S rank. Like this should be a very good match. I'm expecting probably a 3-2 here. Maybe in Jaeyoon's favor, but I wouldn't be surprised to see a 3-2 either way.
Yeah, I think that what I've seen from Jaeyoon this season, I think that he's been really playing well. So I also favorite him. So let's see what will happen. But yeah, I will favorite Jaeyoon here.
Yeah, one other thing to add: if Jaeyoon does win, we will not have ZVZ in the finals. Most likely, I think Jaeyoon will probably race pick. He usually has been playing PVZ instead. I've even seen him go random against Zerg, or random versus
That's
random.
crazy.
He did a random versus random against TY2 before
Okay.
in a tournament. So
Yeah, I
we'll
think
see.
he will go. This season he gone for the pro PVC every
Yeah.
time that I casted him anyway.
So I will expect him to be a PVZ final either way, regardless of who wins this match. But we'll see.
Yeah. I also want to mention, so Vero, you just said that Tim did the reverse sweep in the round of 8, but I also remember in the round of 16 in Group A here, we had also Tim losing a PVZ in his first match, being in the losers match, getting a free win there, and then barely winning against Deska in the final match, I think also being down 0-1. So he barely managed to even come out of his group against the Zerg in a PvZ after being down initially. And then he did the same in the round of 8. He's being down in the first 2 games and then comes back very barely.
Wow.
And now he's
And
in the
I-
semifinals. So my prediction would be first 2 games, Jaeyoon wins, and then Tim gets a 3-2 win as well.
And I can actually say that he wasn't first in his first group either. He was second to Lancer X there. So he lost in the winners match there, and he needed to go for decider even in the first group. So he's he's like limping in every time. So, but that's what you need. You need to win the last game. If you win the last game, you're always going to prevail. So maybe that's the team way to be way behind and then win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Comeback kid or something. Last chance, Tim. I don't know. Well, we'll see if he can do it again once more against Jaeyoon. I think we're about ready to go here.
Yeah.
Yes, let's start that first game of our second semifinals. And the map will be Polypoid, and we are jumping into the game any second here.
Oh, gotta change colors.
Change colors, yes. Okay, almost there. She forgot to set the names.
Oh yeah.
Okay. And now we are ready. The game is loaded. Let's jump in there. In the top right, we have our Protoss player in red. It is Tim.
All right, and the bottom left, we have our white Zerg, J9Re, I don't know, Jaeyoon, very popular streamer, well known. Zerg player. We'll see what he can get done here. We got cross maps, so this could, favor maybe a little bit more macro style kind of games. Doesn't necessarily have to be, but it just makes rushes and strong rushes with attacks a little bit weaker because they have that extra distance to travel.
And we actually see a very popular build that I've seen starting a bit, and I think it's respond to the 9 gate. So we see that he's going for the 9 pool, and we see a 10 gate for Tim. So that's quite all right for Jaeyoon, because you can pressure the Protoss a bit. And actually, we have seen a lot of games where you sometimes get in with the extra ling and try to harass the drones a bit. But one thing that I never understood for Jaehoon, I must say, is that he goes for this strategy and then he goes for the gas trick, but he does the gas trick after the overload. But if you do it before the overload, you will also get the it will be the same thing, but you will have one drone mining for a lot longer time. So actually, I think he's just doing it wrong here. He should do the gas trick, then the overload, because you will be finished with the overload at the same time as the pool, so you can make your 6 links no matter what in the same time. So just a thing that I noticed for him. If I chat with him sometimes, I will just tell him that.
Okay, and the first 6 Zerglings are now going on the map, and Tim, the scout probes, actually, it was a very unfortunate scouting path. He checked the overlord on the 3 o'clock position and then scouted the top left. And now he's very late here in Jaeyoon's base and only now scouting the main. And I think he should realize that there are probably 6 Zerglings out already. But he gets this scouting information very late and he's completely not ready. I don't think he even realizes.
But
Yeah,
there's
the
a
Lings attack
problem
that Zealots
too
now they know.
because. Oh, sorry, Snipe.
Oh, it's all good. All good. But yeah, this is going to be dangerous for Tim. He's going to lose his first Zealot or Pylon potentially. He's going to have to pull a lot of probes, and he has done that here, you see. With the probes,
also
maybe he can
see-
defend this, though.
But look at what's happened in Jaehoon's main, though. Oh, but he doesn't attack the drones, but there is no Zerglings, and he's making drone behind this. This is very bad for him, actually.
He can do it with drones only. It's
Oh,
fine.
but yeah,
Doesn't need Zerglings.
Who needs lings when you got drones, right? Pretty nice drills there from Jane. The Zealot is still alive, but it's taking a lot of damage. He should be able to pick that off. He did lose one drone, I think, but not too bad considering
no,
there
it
was a
was
Zealot
three
and a
drones
probe.
actually.
Oh, there
Three
was three?
drones.
Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe that's worse than I thought then. And Tim's got 3 lings running around his base. This game's already kind of crazy here. Can Jaeyoon keep those lings alive? Where there's another Zealot going across the map. See if he can't pick up some more drones or force some more lings. Just battles on both sides here for both players. Really tasking the multiplayer or the multitask of each player.
Jaeyoon actually had almost 500 APM here, so he's really playing his heart out here.
And another Zealot in the mineral line kills another drone. So this is pretty bad. If we see the lurker count, Tim already 7 with workers ahead, and there are so many Zerglings for Jaeyoon, and I'm not sure if he can actually use them. So he made so many, but the cannon is already in production, and there are 3 Zealots in the wall. So I don't think those Zerglings will accomplish anything, and this is a pretty good start for Tim, I would say.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Tim is way ahead here. We see that the extractor is like not done at 5 minutes, so that's very late here. And we see the cybernetic core starting, so he will have, if he goes for SAS, he will have the SARS up so early. So I think we need to see an Hydra list done quite early here for Jaeyoon.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that I think he's gonna have to play a Hydra style. He's not gonna have time to get Lair, Spire, and Scourge out to deal with the first couple of Corsairs, and he's gonna be able to scout this too. He's gonna see that the Cyber Core is finishing up when he hasn't even started his Lair yet. So I expect, like you said, to see a Hydra Den thrown down from Jaeyoon here any second now.
And now we
And
see
yeah,
that
there it is.
coming down in his main.
But I have to be a little bit critical of Tim here. He is not putting ropes in the wall when his Zealots left, so he's very vulnerable to counterattack. But luckily, Jaeyoon had to run across the whole map. Now he's doing it, but I think Tim is almost fine. He has 2 Zealots again. If those links come in when there are no Zealots, he can do a lot of damage. But now he can't do damage, and meanwhile, Tim's Zealots are basically winning the game at this point.
And I think
Yeah.
that this is over. But I don't understand why he gone for the cannon there. Couldn't he just run by?
Maybe.
Yeah, it was one sailor above the gateway, and he just ran in, attacked the cannon. He could just run into the main.
Well, as it is though, Zealots do get cleaned up from Jaeyoon or by Jaeyoon, but the damage has been done. Like,
Yes,
look at this. Jaeyoon's on
7
7 drones. Yeah, 7 drones. Like, Tim is miles ahead here. I don't think there's anything Jaeyoon can really do. He's going to have to build a bunch of drones and hope Tim doesn't attack forever. Tim on Tim's side, he knows I just have to survive, right? So that's why we can see him building 3 cannons here right now. He's like, I just have to live and I win the game. I did so much damage. This guy's got no drones. He's not even going to really have a way to fend off these Corsairs. So I'm liking the position here for Tim, not so much for Jaeyoon.
I would like him to go for a scout now instead of the Corsair. Actually, how can he do anything against the scout here?
Well, yes, Hydras. So yes, some Hydras. Where are they?
One Hydra.
Okay, one
Hydra
Hydra.
versus one scout, you know?
But he can
That
always
would
make
have been
more.
Yeah, but no, can you if you're at 11 drones? You don't want to pressure to make Hydras when you have 11 drones. You want to drone up. So I think that actually here a scout would be terrific.
And also the mind game too, just like, I know I got you beat. I
Yeah.
can beat you with scouts, you know, kind of try and break Jaeyoon's mentality here going on for the rest of the games in this series. But at the same time, he's like, I don't want to throw the game by, making a silly mistake. He knows how good Jaeyoon is. Like, these players played together plenty of times before. But yeah, Tim's just gonna harass with these Corsairs, continue to make them. Gonna send some more Zealots across, and even just even losing these Zealots, it's okay for him if he's forcing units instead of drones, because he's just so far ahead in workers.
But I don't
and
really think
honestly,
that he
in the game.
knows how far ahead he is actually. That's because if you know how far ahead he he would be. He would not have put down 3 cannons. But this
Okay.
is
Well,
is way ahead.
Yeah, I mean, in the end, most of the games are won by economic advantage, and if you know that you have the economic advantage, just make sure you don't die, and you can even you can make more units later and be safe for now with cannons. And yeah, I think it's totally fine here. His zealots will probably not win the game here. He only has 5 zealots. But his Corsairs are doing a lot of damage, and when those zealots attack, the Hydralisks have to fight the zealots, and he can kill a lot of overlords in the meantime.
It's double forge already for Tim. It's double forge upgrade before even even finishing the Templar Archive. So that's very quick 1-1 timing here.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, it looks like Tim's going down and throwing down a robo. Doesn't
that's
necessarily
very-
need that. I mean, I guess he can use it for some kind of drop play. He's not going to need observers anytime soon because there's still no lair out for Jaeyoon. But yeah, he's only on 4 hatches as well. I think this attack's probably just going to kill him. Tim's doing a nice job pulling all the Hydras out of position with these Corsairs, and now the Zealots can get up here for free. And yeah, there's as many Zealots as there are Hydras pretty much, and Zealots are going to take that trade with speed every time.
I think the best move you can do here is to GG here for JD.
And that's what he's
there we
doing.
go.
Yeah, none
took
of
your
the
advice.
Hydras. he can't defend the Zealots and the Cores at the same time. So as long as Tim attacks with both at the same time, he wins the game, and that's what happens. Okay.
That
Well,
was was a crazy game. He lost so much against the first Zealot there, and then he overdid the links and run them across the map, and then we just saw 4 Zealots walking out and killing everything. So very, very hard game there for Jaeyoon, actually. Everything going wrong for him. We thought
you know
that he
what?
did great because, yeah.
I was a bit confused because there was an overlord in front of the natural. So Jaeyoon saw the 4 zealots leaving. He definitely saw that because he reacted by moving his zerglings over because he knows, the 4 zealots just left. I can counterattack with my zerglings. But then he forgot about also dealing with those 4 zealots. I mean, he saw the move out, he counterattacked, but didn't have anything to defend them. So it was a bit weird.
Yeah, very weird to just see them walk out and not making Zealots. Links at
yeah.
home. You needed to make so many more links. You need to count like how many Zealots is there, and then multiply by 3. So if you see 4 Zealots get out, you need you need 12 links almost.
Yeah.
To be able to hold that.
Okay, and the next game will be on Overwatch. We are going into the game right now. And now we are ready. Let's jump in. Okay, in the top left here on Overwatch, we have our Red Protoss ahead 1-0. It is Tim.
All right, and in the bottom right, in the white, it is Jaeyoon down a game. But that doesn't mean he's down and out yet. Tim's kind of doing this backwards, right? Wasn't he supposed to lose the first 2 so he could come back? Yeah, no. 2-player map. I kind of favor this map for Protoss in this matchup. I like PVZ on here. So I think it'll be up to Jaeyoon to maybe try and do something to potentially kill Tim early rather than taking this to late game.
Yeah, let's see. I don't have any memory about the performance of these 2 players in late game, so I recall Tim defeating Deska in a long game. That's the only thing I remember. So yeah, let's see. I'm not sure.
This pylon placement has me a little bit worried. I want to see what Tim does. Yeah. So with the gate here, I believe you can't fit a zealot up top, but it's not ling tight. So I'm not sure. We'll have to see if Jaeyoon is aware of
You
this.
need 2 Zealots.
But I think it's the same as Polypoid we just saw. He has 1 zealot will be between the forge and the pylon, and then 2 zealots at the top.
No, maybe it was with the gates one forward. I know there's a position where you put the gate here, where you can't fit a zealot on top to block. Like you literally can't fit a zealot between the gate and the wall, but you can fit lings between the gate and the wall. Maybe this isn't that position. Maybe it's actually forward one. But there is in this spawn a situation like that, and it can be pretty painful. You're like, oh, I can't block this with the zealot, but the lings can run in, right?
Yeah, but I think in this case there can be a zealot at the top, and I don't think there's a spot where Zerglings can attack the gate without a zealot being there. But yeah, we'll see. So far, same opening here. Yeah, go ahead.
It's not the same opening reel because we have 9 pull speed this time. But Athernum is saying that he knows that Jaeyoon has a really good late game. So maybe we should trust Athernum with that if he knows about that. So yeah, maybe he's right.
Yeah, I mean, I don't doubt it, but at the same time, this is a very hard late game map for Zerg. If Protoss can get up all those high ground bases, it's just become so hard for Zerg to break them, and of course, it's hard for Protoss to break them as well. But it makes trading more efficiently for Protoss in the late game is an easier thing to do.
Yeah,
So,
I think that if we see like not a base trade, what I'm saying, I mean, if we see a map split, it can be really, really hard for the Zerg, of course. But I think that it's quite hard to hold the mineral base because that's in a very weird spot here. So let's see what's going on. Tim is playing very safe here, not going for the Nexus before cannon. When you go for the gate first, usually you go for Zealots and then you want to get your Nexus up.
okay.
Both players playing very weird here, in my opinion. Tim even getting a gas before the Nexus. But he's not mining. He's not mining, but he's also starting the core. Everything before the Nexus, so this is super weird. Okay, now he starts mining. So he wants to go for like a super fast core there and delays his Nexus so much for that.
But he can't go for I don't think the timing is right there for the starport because he haven't mined enough gas. Right?
Yeah, because he started too late. Yeah, I think that was a little mistake here. But hold that thought. We have both players missing each other in the middle here. Speedlings and Zealots. And there's no block in the wall here for Tim. The Zerglings could run in here.
And it looks like they are going to do that. Yeah, see, they were able to sneak through that top there. Now they pick off the cannon. Tim's going to have to pull probes, but at the same time, there's Zealots fighting in Jane's base. Looks like they're all going to go down, maybe killing 1 or 2 drones there.
Now this game is over. He has speed. He can just run around. How can he survive this?
I mean, he's got to kind of block the links from getting into his main if he can and kill them, but
there are a lot more coming, so the cannon even gets cancelled. I'm not sure if he can hold this.
This is over. Now we see more Ling streaming across the map. Yeah, he can just Ling all in him.
Yeah, Tim's doing his best to try and defend this, but I don't know if he'll be able to. And like Jaeyoon is on 3 hatcheries. He made that 3rd hatchery in his base too. So maybe he was planning for something like this, or even just 3 hatch Hydra. But he's losing so many probes here. Oh man, he's down to 10 probes versus 9 drones, and the Lings are still streaming, and they're gonna pick off that pylon, so no more Zealots can even be built. And yeah, I think that's the end here of Tim.
The call that is out.
Why did he move out with the Zealots there? I can't understand. He saw that there was a 9 pull speed opening for Jaeyoon, so I can't understand him going out with 4 Zealots against that.
I mean, some Zergs are just getting 6 Zerglings anyways, despite going for speed and then go for drones, so... But yeah, it was a bit weird. But now he's paying the price and losing this game. Very awesome micro here for Tim. Very nice probe blocking, but in the end, they're just too many Zerglings, I think. Maybe he survives here actually, but with maybe like 3 probes.
Yeah, damage has been done. Maybe he's hoping that the Corsair, since he made so many lings, he's not going to have any anti-air, and the Corsairs could maybe kill all of the Overlords and completely supply block them for a while, but that's not going to be the case. We do have the Hydralisk Den out and some Hydras being morphed, and once Tim sees this, I think he has to GG. Yep. As soon as he sees that, he taps out and knows this game is done.
Okay.
Very quick game there.
Yeah.
2 quick games. Both first and second game was quite quick here for Tim and Jaeyoon.
The funny thing is, in game 1 we also had both units, so the 4 Zealots going into Jaeyoon's base and some Zerglings going into Tim's base, and there it was the other way around. Jaeyoon didn't have enough and basically died to the 4 Zealots, while the Zerglings didn't do damage. But in this case, the Zerglings did a lot of damage, and Jaeyoon had enough to defend the Zealots. So this time, almost the same situation, but Jaeyoon just having the necessary defense and able to do some damage with Zerglings. So good job there, and it's now 1-1.
Yep.
Let's hope we
Alright.
get some more macro-oriented game, not just units running towards one another and running past one another. That's what we see in both games here. But this time, actually, we saw the big difference. What the Jaeyoon had a lot of lings at home, so he could defend what's happening. The game before, he couldn't do anything against it. So let's see what will happen in this game now.
Okay, and that game is ready now. The map is Sylphid, and we are jumping in. On the bottom left, we have our Zerg player. It is Jaeyoon.
All right, and the bottom right, the yellow Protoss, BSL Tim. Now, yeah, as Ver was saying, hopefully we get more of a macro game this time around, a longer game. Definitely something that could happen on this map, but it could also be a map where, you know, Tim goes for some kind of gate expand and does a lot of damage with a little bit shorter rush distance. Jaeyoon is doing the larva trick, so nice for him. Having the minerals on the left of his hatchery, he's able to do that and just get a little bit boost to mining there for himself.
What do you think about this Overlord scouting path? It looks like he's flying to the middle, right?
I think, yeah, he's noticed Tim likes to check for the Overlord in a lot of cases, so I think this is kind of like a mind game maybe, or a scout path to try and avoid Tim scouting for that Overlord and seeing it. But we'll see. Kind of interesting.
It's a 9 pool this time. Let's see if it will be 9 pool speed. No, it won't. So it's just a normal 9 pool this time. Like what we call a macro 9 pool.
All right.
Is this wall good for the Protoss? Is this how you wall here on this map?
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
hold
totally
on.
fine, I think.
Tim did check for the Overlord and he missed it, but he is going to see it here.
If he looks
Or
at
is
the
he?
screen.
He's not paying attention
Oh.
though. He's not paying attention. Okay, so he did check for the Overlord. He missed it, so he's going to the top spawn, even though he still saw Jaeyoon's sneaky Overlord. And Jaeyoon saw that probe scout and turns his Overlord around. So pretty nice little move.
Yeah.
Now, to answer what you're saying, Veer, yeah, you can definitely do this wall here for Protoss. You just put the Forge underneath, touching the gateway, and then you have like a 2 or 3 gap Zealot wall on the left, and the Forge gateway will be tight. You can also put it beside, but then you'll have a gap between the Forge and the gateway. So we'll see where he wants to put it, but either way, you can get 2 or 3 Zealots to block your wall there.
I don't really understand the gas here from Jaeyoon.
Considering he's not even mining it?
No, exactly.
Okay, there he goes. Only sending 2 drones onto mine, so that's interesting.
I
wonder
know
why.
if this is... It looks like they both are before this game. They both said to one another, "Let's not play standard. Let's just play weird openings." Like making as we saw the last game as well, with Tim making a quite early gas and not mining from it, and now we also saw that. But this is interesting. This is a 2 hatch Hydra push.
Yeah, this could be in response to them knowing how each other plays or playing each other a bunch. So they're like, okay, we got to mix in some weird stuff to try and catch the other off guard or do something different, right? But yeah, Tim's gonna go ahead and throw down that Nexus. 3 Zealots, he's not really afraid of dying here. But like you said, 2 Hatch Hydra here. No lair whatsoever. So he's gonna be looking to put on some very early Hydra pressure. Is Tim gonna be ready for this? I don't know. He's gonna. If Jaeyoon can deny scouting, I think it's probably gonna catch him by surprise because it's gonna be faster than a normal 3 Hatch Hydra attack.
But I don't think he can deny scouting because we saw Tim moving out with 4 Zealots in both games before. So this time the 4th Zealot is finishing, and I totally expect him to move out again very soon. Maybe if he has some probes in the natural so that he can pull them in case there's a counterattack. But yeah, here you can see he's again moving out, and Jaeyoon doesn't really have any units to deny these 4 Zerglings, 4 Zealots. Oh, he's actually going back. Okay, that changes things. So Tim is actually not committing. He's scared of mass Zerglings, I guess.
Yeah, is that because the Overlord scouted it? He did send like 2 Zealots up, so it looked like maybe he was going to try and sneak a couple around or make him think he wasn't sending as many Zealots across as he was. I thought it was a bit weird to send him out that early before his cannon was done because the Lynx could have definitely gone around if they were out there. But as it is, his cannon is done now. He's going to have that 5th Zealot finishing here momentarily. Going to start mining from his natural now. We'll have to see if he wants to try and pressure with these 5 Zealots. I think he's really got to move out or send some kind of scouting to see that this is coming. Because if these Hydras arrive at his front door before he knows, he's probably going to just die.
It's very interesting to see how scared Tim is this game, because he 2 times he saw the counterattacks, and this is a very nice mind game for Jaeyoon to do that two games in a row, and now do like a 9 pool and go into this build. It's like he's being prepared to go for a series and not only one game. And that's like a big difference when you play a series, that you can do mind games like this.
Oh, now Jaeyoon has full vision of these Zealots leaving the base. So now he's going to move in with his Ling and Hydra. Like, okay, he's going to throw down a Sunken back at home, but what does Tim have here? He's going to lose his cannon pretty much immediately. And is he going to turn the Zealots around, or is he going to keep going forward with them? Looks like he's going to keep going forward with them. So if Jaeyoon can defeat, stall enough time, kill the Zealots at his base, I think he's going to take this game.
No, but the problem is, how can he defend against 6 Zealots here?
Yeah,
I don't know.
All the drones.
Well, he kills the Nexus. Maybe he can send his units back after killing the Nexus to defend his own base. Like if he does that, I think he still wins. But no, he's just gonna push in and he's gonna kill a bunch of probes. Like Tim's putting a couple cannons in his mineral line. We'll see if they get done. This is gonna be like another quick game. He's attacking his own Hydra. What is going on?
Oh my god, the cannons are finishing in Tim's main. I think he has it.
Yeah,
No way.
Biggest lead here with 27 probes.
Holy crap. Yeah, so, I mean, even if Jaeyoon kills all these Zealots, he's down so many drones. He's down to 4 drones.
I
mean, he
just
killed the
can't
natural,
believe
but...
it. All games we have
What?
both players like going by each other in the middle, and Jaeyoon again doesn't have the defense for the units that he actually saw. He reacted to the units moving out and doesn't have the defense. It's so crazy.
The problem here also for Tim is, how can Tim get up some gates? How can he get gateways up?
Jaeyoon's still sending in units.
Yeah,
he killed a bunch of probes there.
It will take a lot of time for him to get gateways up.
Can Tim stop this group of Hydras? That's the question. There's 2 cannons. No, he can't.
Oh
he decides
my
he
god.
can't.
That's a big mistake, I believe. I don't think
I
that
think
was
he
over.
should have stayed.
Yeah,
he was
that
so
guy-
far ahead in workers. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to lose those workers, but he had no units.
Was that
he couldn't
really
make
over?
any.
Was that game really over?
I kind of want to
No.
see... Oh, I can't reveal the entire map and see it, but... Yeah, because his gateway's unpowered at the natural, so he can't even build units, right?
I think
So
he could
that-
just make
yeah.
more cannons next to the other cannons he already had, and then make a gateway between the cannons.
Maybe he didn't realize Jaeyoon was on so few drones, too.
Yeah, it was a 4
Yeah.
drone surge.
He got
That's
up
what
to
I
7
think.
drones, but Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, Zerg could re-drone, and Protoss can't really pressure him. Um, I don't know.
I don't think that was over. I wanted that game to continue.
So, guys, you know these games where you put in
Speedrunning thing.
NR10, no rush 10 minutes? We have the reverse kind of game here. We have every game cannot last longer than 10 minutes.
Yeah,
Both
then
If
players
it goes
then
just
it's
10
just
minutes,
countered.
someone has to
out.
leave.
Oh
Yeah,
my
if they
god.
play more than 10, it's like the movie Speed, you know, where the bus, if it goes under 70, it blows up. It's like that.
Yeah,
If you go over 10 minutes, everything will just blow up.
yeah,
Yeah.
looks like that's what they are playing
Well,
here.
yep.
And yeah, we have the next game starting, and the map is Eclipse, and we are jumping in. So, in the top right, we have our Zerg player. One game away from advancing to the finals. It is Jaeyoon.
All right, and in the bottom left, our red Protoss player, none other than BSL Tim. Now, he's got to win this one, like you said, it's do or die for him. If he is going to win, this is a decent map to do it on. It's a similar idea to Overwatch, where if you can get to the late game as Protoss and split the map, you can be in a great spot. Now, a little bit different here, but also, I don't know when we're going to see late game from these two. So far, they've been speedrunning this series. I don't know if we expect to see anything different this game or not, but I would love to see a macro game, but are we going to get that? I don't know.
I'm not sure. I think they both of these players are like, oh, late game? I don't know what that is.
Right?
And also,
Well,
Tim, he kinda screwed up the first game by winning in the first game, Tim. Uh,
Yeah.
so now he couldn't do the full reverse sweep, but he at least got himself into a 1-2 score. So now he can at least win 2 games and do like a semi-reverse sweep.
so
And
does that mean
win
Tim's favorite
3-2.
to win this series?
Totally, totally.
Now, one thing
Oh,
I
a
will
full
point out, yeah, I was gonna say this. He did scout with that first probe, so this was gonna be Forge first. Now, this maybe could be okay. He's canceling the Forge and going for a Nexus,
Tim,
scouting that this is Hatch first from Zerg. But this could be more of a macro style game if he's gonna be playing, more defensive Forge instead of a gate opening.
yeah, but I don't like him to cancel the forge. Why not go for some cannons? Like a cannon rush when you are that early with the forge. He could have just put down some cannons.
Yeah,
I would like that. But Tim
a
wants to
decent map to
maybe
do it.
play a normal game this time.
Let's see if we can get a game past PVZ past 10 minutes here.
Yeah. Let's go for a gate first here.
Well,
No.
with the Forge first, I like the chances of this going maybe longer than 10 minutes, but we'll see.
And now we will see a gate before the cannon. This is so great for Tim. And maybe he can also go for gas quite soon. But he's not cutting any probes, sorry, so you can't. But if he had cut some probes, maybe he could have done that.
Well, he does have full scouting. He's going to see 4 lings being made anyway. Yeah, he actually got the second pylon too in there, so that's good for him. Yeah, I like to do this. Sometimes I'll get gas or even a core before if I see like Zerg skipping on lings. But he's just going to get that cannon down and yeah, be fine. By the time the lings get across the map, the cannon would be finished. Jayan's going to see this and just fly into the main, get some additional scouting.
I think this is the first time we see a third base coming out for JU. Isn't
Okay,
that
but
right?
I think it was right,
Yeah.
yeah. Or not?
I think. Oh, why is it double cannon? It doesn't need that.
Maybe because
I
his
mean,
probe died.
Yeah, I think so. When the moment the probe dies, it was a rather early probe death. Usually you want to keep the probe up longer. And he saw
Yeah.
the gas, right? I
Yeah.
think he saw the gas starting, so maybe he expects Jaeyoon to just go in more Zerglings after the probe died, so he just want to be safe here.
Well, he did send out another probe because he needs to get that scouting information. It's always uncomfortable as Protoss if you don't know what Zerg is up to. Like Zerg could be doing any number of things. He could be massing up units right now, and you wouldn't know.
And
And
look
you
at
really
what
need to know what
Outside
Zerg is
here
doing.
is
So
doing. He's going for a Hydra then. This is almost a 973.
he's got the 4th hatch down as well.
Yeah, that's the difference from a 973, but
Now is Tim gonna get in and scout this? He is gonna. Okay, this
no.
might. He did see the 4th hatch at the natural, so this might backfire on him to thinking like, okay, he went for a lair. He's got a spire gonna come down or something.
For sure, I
So
thought this
we'll
would
see.
be a macro game, and then he just, let's go for the Hydra style play anyway. So I think this will be a lot of Hydras just streaming down across the map here. And the problem for him right now is that he's a bit low on gas to make the range as well. So what actually you can do here is to put in a bit of links, because he saw that the cannons were not way below. They are quite high up, so you can actually reach them without the range. So if he goes for some Hydras to just bust the 2 cannons and then mass Ling behind that, that's very good to if you really want to bust in here and win the game straight up. So I would like that. Just not go for the range, just go for mass Ling here. But I'm not sure that he will do that, but I like that anyway.
Okay, and it looks like Tim still has no idea. He's not adding cannons. He's adding more zealots again, so I will assume that we will see that 4 zealot move out once again. And then he will probably see it. So far, it's a bit weird to me that Jaeyoon has not moved out on the map yet with the Hydras. He's probably waiting for that range. Yeah.
What do you think about Tim killing that first Overlord? Because he didn't really get the scouting information, right? He's delaying his own scouting information.
Yeah, I think that was good, but I think Tim's build is weird. I don't know. I thought it was a bust in some way, because now he just delayed his drone production way much, and now we just see him go for a lot of units but no pressure. So that will get Tim into a great economic situation, but I'm not sure why Tim is cutting probes here. Just staying on 34 probes. I think you could have almost 40 now if he just continued to make them.
Maybe he's a bit scared because the Corsairs see a lot of units, so he wants to add it. He wants to add more gates as early as possible. But yeah, he's still cutting. He wants to get out more zealots here, and now he's even adding cannons. So this looks to be maybe an intentional decision to cut probes here to
See
just
that?
get more units
Tim
and cannons. Yeah.
Tim just lost 2 Corsairs for nothing.
Yeah, it looks like.
That's a big thing.
Yeah, I think the play here for Tim is Zealot, man. Look at this. He's up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 gateways. Just now throwing down his Templar archives. He's just gonna go with like a bunch of Zealots and try and overrun Jaeyoon here.
I don't think that will work, will it? With this
might.
amount of Hydras?
Well, especially if the Hydras are out on the map. If Tim catches a group of Hydras out on the map like this and kills them, this is gonna be very good for him.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
needs to be behind the hatchery there to have the Sim City. Oh my gosh!
I think it's too many zealots, to be honest. I don't think Jaeyoon can stop this.
Yeah, I agree. This is just
that
insane.
That creep
Look at
colony
the
was
drill.
very good.
The drills are insane here from Jaeyoon, but will it be enough? There's a group of Hydras coming in from the back, but there's Zealots fighting them. Zealots are getting on top of the Hydras. A couple are getting on top of that Sunken. The drones are doing a really good job of kind of delaying or denying these Zealots, but there's just so many Zealots. Look at this. They're still streaming, and I think this is it. Like, how is Jaeyoon going to defend? The Sunken goes down. There's no Hydras left. It's all drones.
Yeah, that's
This
it.
is over. And
GG.
and 9 minutes.
So, no 10-minute game yet. Well, it's tied 2-2. Game 5.
Oh,
Do we see the macro game?
This is crazy. This is crazy. Why are they doing this? It's
Did we
like,
see the
okay,
macro game?
yeah, only Zealots and just attack into him. But that build from Jaeyoon was very strange. I don't know. It was like a middle road thing. He did not pressure, and he did not make drones. So it was not an economic build. It was not a macro orientated build. So I don't know what was the point with it actually.
Yeah, it was a bit weird. He started very early hydro production and then didn't do anything with that. Then stopped the hydro production and then resumed the hydro production later on again. Was quite weird. And I mean, he basically paid the price for that weird builds by not having enough when the zealots come. But I have to say, those were a lot of zealots. He really,
Yeah.
because of the probe cut, he added a lot of gates very early and made really a lot of zealots. And probably Jaeyoon didn't expect that.
Yeah.
Okay. And with that, we are up for game 5 here. 1 second. And now we jump in. Game 5 on
Yeah.
Blade Runner. It's 2-2, so the winner of this match will advance to the finals here. In the top left, we have our Grey Zerg, Jaeyoon.
All right, and the top right, our red Protoss, Tim. So do or die for both players. I want a macro game. Let's see it. Come on, it's the last game. You've both been dying to aggressive stuff early on, like mixing it up. So let's see how you guys fare against each other in a macro game. Can we see it just once, maybe?
And I think this map is quite good for Zerg. We saw Hawk beating Bonnet in this on this map. We also saw Avilav, I think, beating Oija in this map. So we've seen a lot of Zergs winning versus quite high tier Protosses in this map. So I think that this is quite good.
Well, we got 9 pool coming out here from Jaeyoon. So potentially looking to be aggressive.
Yeah, but
And
we will not see
Tim
a
is not sending a probe. Okay. His probe is actually going to be late. So I think this is Forge.
this is a forge.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he sent the drone out. I was wondering if he was maybe going to go for 12 Nexus or something. I was like, or 11 Nex, and like, yeah, he's probably just going to die if he does that.
Yeah,
But with the
that would
Forge, he
have
should
been
be able to hold.
yeah, to go for a 12 Nexus after the games we have seen would be really crazy. We have seen like 9 pool speed, 9 pool stuff like that all day here. So if he went for the 12 Nexus, I think that would be suicide against Jaeyoon.
Now,
But I mean, he's playing it
Tim,
safe here. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, I was just going to say, Tim didn't send any kind of like double scout or anything, so he's going to scout this last. And so he puts his cannon down, but he doesn't know that this is 6 lings coming. He will see that with the probe.
Yeah.
Now, but he's gonna have to like pull some probes or make the gateway or something to kind of gum this up, because one cannon is not always gonna be enough against 6 lings.
Yeah,
I'd
usually
like to
you
see him
put the
pull some
gateway down.
probes.
Oh wow,
This is
goes
too
for a
late.
second cannon. Oh,
He's not
second
pulling the
cannon
probes.
is a problem.
There's no way a second cannon's gonna finish in time.
Yeah,
Why-
he had it.
why doesn't
He needed
he
the
send
gateway.
probes?
What is going on? Why didn't he pull his probes? He saw the lings.
Oh no, not
Oh
like
my
this.
god.
This is the decider. What are you doing? He doesn't.
Oh,
he
Tim.
will not have a seal up for, and there is no pylon in the main, so he will be harassed. Oh, this is over.
I don't
This
think
is
it's
not
over
looking good.
yet, but this is really that could be game deciding damage. We already saw like 3 or 4 probes going down, and the 4 Zerglings are still alive, still killing probes here. So yeah, there could be a GG here.
It's just gonna be so long before he can even get a zealot out. Jaeyoon isn't even like committing hard to this. He's droning up a ton at home, but he's just getting so much value. He's already ahead in the worker count, so even if Tim survives this, he's just gonna be so far behind now.
Yep.
Like Tim knows he's like, oh crap, this is game, right? But he's got to keep fighting because it's the last game. It's like, I gotta try and do something. I gotta win. I gotta hope for the best. But I think, yeah, Like you said,
I think
what
this
can he
is
do?
over.
There's just so much damage has been done.
Yeah. Two
But
Zerglings still
why
full HP.
he saw the links? Why didn't he pull the probes?
Yeah,
Not like
not
this,
like
yeah.
this. Just like we said, not like this. GG. Why?
But
Both
why? Oh
players
my!
realizing, but yeah, I
Why
can't
not
believe he didn't
pulling
pull it.
the
Yeah,
probes?
he didn't
So
block such a critical mistake in the final game to him to make.
Yeah.
isn't it weird to have 5 games under 50 minutes? Sometimes you have one game taking 50 minutes. Now we had 5 games, no
And they're
one.
PVZs, like not even
Oh yeah,
CVCs.
yeah,
I think our longest game so far today was a CVCs.
yeah.
Yeah.
This series was crazy.
Well, we
I
just
don't
sped
think it
read
was
through the
particularly
semifinals,
good
but
series. It was just a weird series, actually.
well, still congratulations though to Jae-yoon for making it to the finals.
Yeah,
Now it will be him against PTAC, right? For the finals,
yeah,
and Jae-yoon will probably be playing Protoss, so we'll get to see his Protoss in action.
Yes, let's take a look at the bracket for all the new viewers who came in a little bit later. We are here in the BSL 11 Gosuleague, of course, and we just saw the semifinals with PTech taking it over Julia 3-1, and now Jaeyoon taking it over Tim 3-2. So we will have that match between PTech and Jaeyoon in the finals, which will also be a ZVP because Jaeyoon will probably pick Protoss. So that's the match we have here in the finals. I hope you're hyped. Let's get some predictions in the chat, guys. Come on. PTech versus Jaeyoon. What do you think will the score be? Remember, it will be a best of 7 here. Okay? Let's get some numbers in the chat.
Let's also get some more people up in the chat. Invite your friends. We got the Gosuleague finals going on here. Jaeyoon against PTAC. Let's get excited. Let's get hype. Who's going to take it down?
but we are at top of the Broadway, where I think we have 114 viewers right now, and that's quite all right if we see the other casts going on. So right now we are top of the StarCraft cast here, so that's good. So, and if you haven't followed MasterReY, please do. Just hit that button to follow, subscribe, and donate, ladies and gentlemen. That will put a big smile on MasterReY's pretty face there. So, yeah, you should do that.
Thanks a lot. Yes, I would appreciate that.
And
And
then we actually got a follow from someone I didn't see the name of.
Basilius. Also, so if you advertise my channel here a bit more like this, I definitely have to return the favor. Remember, guys, that Veer is also casting the BSL Gosuleague throughout the whole season. We have been split up the cast between this channel here and Veer's channel. It was always like Tuesday on my channel and Thursday on his channel. So I think we maybe see the same in the next season. But even if not, Veer is casting a lot of other tournaments. So yeah, maybe someone can put the link in the chat. Definitely follow Veer's channel as well. Also a lot of good StarCraft content and casts.
Yeah, thank you. I will cast the BVCL, but right now we have a little dispute going on there, as you all have read. So we will start that when everything is figured out with the admins and stuff. And I can just tell you, we need more casters if you want to have the BVCL to cast as well, MasterReY. So you have some decisions to do if you want to have another cast, but maybe you think it's enough with just BSL. But there is an opportunity to get in. We are only 2 casters right now active on the BVCL, so just tell me if you want to get in there.
I will, but I'm also casting the best of the best tournament. I think it's enough for now, but I will definitely contact. But yeah, let's focus. Let's shift our focus back to BSL here. We have the Gosuleague final coming up. Enough talking. We have PTech versus Jaeyoon, and we are now going into the first game here.
I'm just looking through some of the predictions. It looks like we got 4-2 for Jaeyoon, 4-0 for PTAC, 4-3 for PTAC. All right.
I have not
Mexican names.
seen Jaeyoon's PVC that much. Is he as aggressive a PVC player as he is a CVP player?
I haven't seen a ton of his PVZs, but from what I've seen, he actually plays it fairly standardly or somewhat standard. Like even going Forge first a lot of the time.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see. You definitely want to mix it up in a best of 7 kind of series. Personally, I think I would favor maybe Jaeyoon, but I gotta support him as my clan mate, and also because I've seen him or I know him more than PTAC. But hey, we'll see how these games go.
But maybe we should hope that they took the rule away with the no 10-minute games. So maybe we will see a longer game this time.
Well, maybe we'll get a few of those long games, a few macro games.
Yeah, we'll find out if the first game will be one of those so-called macro games we have not seen today. We are going in. The map is Polypoid, and in the bottom right we have our Zerg player, P-Tech.
All right, and in the bottom left, it is the White Protoss, Jaeyoon, who we just saw play Zerg last game. So now we get to see his Protoss. This should be exciting. I think his Protoss is fairly good. And as expected, it looks like he is... Okay, not expected, sorry. He isn't sending that probe out to scout, so he's probably going for a 10 gateway here, having in mind that first mineral, and sending the probe back now.
I think this is a Forge first.
Oh, yeah, yeah. He's just not going to scout early.
That can
And
be
it will
risky.
And I think it will be 11 hatch for P-Tech. I've seen that a lot from him in this matchup.
Now, he is going to scout Jaeyoon with this drone right away and see... Actually, yeah, it looks like Jaeyoon may be banking for an 11 Nexus. Yeah, okay.
Oh.
He's going for a Nexus first, but because P-Tech is scouting this right away, he might have to change up his plan here.
The drone could block the Nexus here.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
yeah, he is. So Forge is coming down, and that's unfortunate opening here for Jaeyoon. Very, very late Forge. I mean, he will be fine because there's no pool, but of course he wanted to get this Nexus out a little bit earlier. But yeah, now we see this situation.
Yeah, I'm sure he's still going to throw down that Nexus here shortly, especially once he confirms that, okay, there's a hatch here, it's been started. This looks like hatch first, so I'm just going to go ahead and throw down my Nexus, it'll be fine. And yeah, we see just like that.
Okay, so we have no super weird early strategies here by both players so far. I want to talk about the 11 hatch as well. 11 hatch, 11 pool. That is usually the most modern response of the ZVP or of the Zerg players against that Gateway First opening. So because Gateway First is very popular for Protosses, the Zerg have started to go for that 11 hatch, 11 pool, because that gets you the Zerglings early enough for that first Zealot, and you can basically take no damage.
Say that, yeah, it looked like he was making an 11 hatch, but actually it was a 12 hatch in the end.
Okay.
So. But I agree with you totally that we've seen the two builds that we've seen is the 11 hatch and the 9 pool coming really like a response to the 9 gate opening. So there's a lot of that going on for Zerg right now. The like macro 9 pool is a quite new thing that we've seen. And it's quite good to do that against Terran as well.
Right. Well, on Jaeyoon's side, he did get his gas stolen from the Zerg, so he's just going to take that gas at the natural. It's going to delay his gas mining a little bit, not terribly so, but he is going to put down a second gateway here before any additional tech in response to this, before getting like even his cybernetics core up. So he's just going to have a little bit more early zealots. Or zealots early on that maybe he can try and pressure with, or try and force a few more lings or sunken or some more defense on P-Tech's side of the map here.
That being said, that gateway can be seen by the extractor actually, so this will not surprise P-Tech, also Overlord coming in anyways, but if the gateway would be 1 hex lower, it would be hidden from P-Tech. That's sometimes you can do that if the drone is not there to scout anymore, because it builds the gas, then you can do stuff like that in the hidden, but in this case P-Tech sees it and should be able to prepare accordingly.
Yeah, but I'm not sure what this is because Jaehyun haven't produced a single unit from that
Yeah,
gate. He haven't even started, so maybe it's like a weird fake or something. He doesn't use it.
yeah, it's kind of weird. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm not
now,
sure what
sorry,
he
now we
plans.
see that he's using it.
So
Oh,
he's
this
making a Dragoon too.
yeah, this is Goons after. Oh, he cancelled it.
Yeah,
He cancelled the Goon. He made a Goon in that second gate, and he
Yeah.
cancelled it.
I guess he's like, I'm just gonna use the Stargater. He's gonna scout the Stargate anyway. I don't need to scare him out with the Goon. Did Jaehyun confirm that this was a lair? I don't think he actually did because these Lings have been on the ramp for a long time.
yeah, he has no scout information. He has the Zealots that sneaked into the third base of the Zerg, but yeah, that gets killed by ranged attacks from the drones. He didn't really micro that Zealot, so only got 2 kills with that Zealot, not the most effective Zealot. And yeah, as you say, also no scout information, but he has 2 more Zerglings, Zealots coming in, sorry. And he tries to do some more damage. I would really love him to just run by into the main and get some scouting, but he loses both Zealots here and still has no scouting, so he really has to fly the Corsair into the Zerg main as soon as possible to get some scout information.
Well, he does still have a Dragoon. Looks like he built one at the natural there.
Yeah, he killed
Gonna kill that.
the Overlord in the
Okay,
nat
there he goes.
outside the natural
Okay.
with the cannon actually, because it
Oh.
flew in. And he killed the next one, so he killed 2 Overlords. So that was really hard for P-Tech because he wanted to go, I think, for the Muta because he got the extra gas and everything quite early. So I think he wanted to push out some Mutas, but now he couldn't do it because of the killing of the 2 Overlords.
But
So
look
you
at
see him
this.
400.
He's not even flying into the Zerg base here. He's just trying to kill another Overlord. So now scouting information for Jaehyun. Of course, now that the Scourges are chasing the Corsair, now he
What?
knows.
Yeah. How did that Corsair sneak to the Scourge?
Yeah, because Scourge are the most stupid units in the entire game. They put the brain activity on those to 1.
Okay,
Alright.
2 cannons coming up here for Jaehyun. Know that he knows about the Spire, also producing additional core there. Will he go into the +1 air attack? Doesn't look like that's the case. He's not starting it. And he has 3 more gateways instead. And also having the Templar Archive, of course. He will probably go into a nice Templar or Archon army now.
Now, where are these Zealots going? I mean, yeah, he's probably just going to go for attack at the third? Maybe not? What? I'm so confused. They're going to like top left.
It's a bit weird. We can't deny that. It's weird, yeah.
What is this? What?
He's probably waiting for P-Tech to show up at his base, and then when he knows that the Zerg units are here and not in the Zerg main base, then he will actually run and attack a base of the Zerg. But yeah, those Zealots are very far away for that anyways.
Yeah, very far. I think Jaehyun played weird all night here, all evening here.
Well, we'll see. He did split off one of those Zealots to get some scouting done, just see if like what Zerg has. Make sure that the Zerg made a bunch of units and stuff. He does confirm, okay, there's a sunken, there's a lot of units here, so he didn't drone up super heavily during this phase of Jaehyun not attacking with these Zealots. But meanwhile, back at home, let's see what Jaehyun's going for. He's got 3 gateways up. He's adding a 4th, or 5th, I should say. He's got Corsair. He actually is getting the Corsair upgrades now, attack upgrades.
Oh, that's pretty late. Yeah.
Yeah, Storm's about half done. Like Storm feels late too.
This is more of an old school strat for P-Tech. It's not the 6 hatch. It's only the 5 hatch. We saw more and more players going for the 6 hatch nowadays. But maybe he will just put another one down. But sometimes you can go for a 5 hatch into quicker lurkers, and that's what we see here actually. So, but he's floating a lot of minerals, so maybe he should just put down a sixth hatch actually. And I
A lot of
really,
gas too.
I really think that the it's free chambers. Sorry, I just saw that now. It's free chambers. So this is a heavy macro style here for P-Tech. And look at the drone count. It's on 47 already, so it's very high drone count here.
And I have to announce this in this moment. We have a game over 10 minutes, guys. Clap in the chat.
Yes, a PVZ that made it over 10 minutes. No.
Crazy.
Well. Okay, so those zealots that were hiding are now taking this moment, saying this is the time to move. I don't think they're going to get much done. It looks like he wants to try and go for that snipe, though. Will he get the hatch snipe? He actually might. The units are coming. We're going to need to see some drills. Okay, the drills are pretty good. I don't think he's going to get that snipe, so zealot attack mostly ineffective here from Jaeyoon, and honestly just a bunch of free zealots for PTAC there.
Yeah, it always is pretty damaging if you lose those zealots, because then your army that you have on the map is just a little bit smaller. You can't really pressure. Usually, if you have a Protoss with a big Deathball army, he will run around the outskirts of the Zerg territory and basically make him scared that an attack is coming, so the Zerg has to invest more in fighting units instead of drones. But now Jaeyoon's army, is so small that he can't really go out on the map at this point.
And what we see here for the Zerg is that he's making a queen's nest, so I think we will see hive quite soon, and we see a lot of lurkers. So this will be a more turtling style, and then I think we will see. This is not a Hydra build; it will be a lurker ling build. I'm almost sure anyway. So he will just start to make crazy amount of lings here, and just to try to hold the fourth base here. So he's at four bases. So I think this is an interesting build here for P-Tech, and you can see actually a lot of Sunkens coming down in the third base, and we see more Sunkens coming in, and we see a lot of lurkers here. So this will just be heavily macro style here from P-Tech, and let's see if it starts to hive soon. And that free chambers will make these speedlings very, very good. When he get the cracklings with 2-2 will be quite fast here. So I really enjoy what we see here from Peter. It looks almost like what we saw in the Pro League from Avilov. Avilov made this a lot with the just ling heavy style.
Yeah, well,
big
he's
thanks
got
to
such a good spread of lurkers. Sorry, go ahead.
Very quick before this attack, big thanks to Dreamer for raiding with 33 people. Thanks a lot, I appreciate it. But now we have that attack. He's actually running into the lurker field. I'm not sure if I like that. We saw, who was it? NBA doing it and losing pretty much every game he does that. But yeah, we can see Jaeyoon actually pulling back, so that's a lot better here.
Or maybe it was dark, or maybe it was both.
Yeah, but there's only one observer right now with the army, so I think you need some more. Oh, now we see second observer, but you need some observers because it's so easy to just snipe them off.
Yeah. So Jaeyoon, though, didn't commit fully, which is good. He did back out, but Zerg's supply is actually quite high compared to Protoss at this point in the game. I keep seeing Zerg get within like a few supply and then Protoss jumping up again here, but still, Jaeyoon's just going to roam the map here. He really can't attack into Zerg at any point on this map or in this position, so his plan really needs to be to get some more bases up himself, which we can see he's doing. I mean, he's taking his fourth base. He's going to start getting Reavers up at them, which is one thing we were critical of. Was it NBA? I can't remember now if it was NBA or Dark. Maybe it was both, where we saw last round they didn't really get the Reavers up in time, and the Zerg was just able to eventually overrun them. So we are going to see that this time, and he's going to use his army to try and control the map and prevent more Zerg bases. Now, Zerg is taking the 6 o'clock base, so Jaeyoon could could probably get up there and kill that if he knew about it, but unfortunately for him, he does not know about it at the moment, and now P-Tac is going to move some units up there as well. So this could be a position where P-Tac's going to get onto 5 base, but hold on, we got an attack coming in here, and yeah, Jane's just going to back up, realizing there's way too many lurkers to engage.
We are at 14 gates from Jaeyoon, actually. That's crazy amount of gateways. 14 gateways.
Yeah, and he's already on 4 bases as well, getting his 5th now. But yeah, I really like how Jaeyoon is approaching this late game now. Once you know that the Zerg is going for the camping style with a lot of lurkers, he will not be very active on the map, so Jaeyoon just takes more expansions, going to a 5th base basically at the same time that P-Tech is doing it, and transitioning to the Reavers, adding even another robotics facility at his 4th base, so that's very nice.
Would have liked for just now I like it because now we will see the storm drops. Think you should start with the storm drops quite early versus what Zerg is doing here.
Oh, we got Jane trying to push up in here. We'll see if this works. He's got a ton of Dragoons here, actually. Not a lot of Zealots. I'd almost like to see a few less Dragoons in favor of a few more Zealots, but I don't know if this is going to work. It's really hard to attack up a ramp, especially with a bunch of clunky Dragoons like this. Now, his army is pretty massive, so maybe he can push through here. He's getting a lot of damage done, but I'm not so sure. He is turning back with half his army. Looks like he's maybe going to give up this attack here. And I guess that's fine, but at the same time, he's got to play from here on out. He's got to really try and deny any furthers or expansions. Like, use your army to kind of protect your expansions and stop Zerg from getting any more than these 5 bases, because we can see Zerg's really high up.
If you look at the 3rd base of Zerg right away now, the 3 o'clock, go to the 3 o'clock now, and you will see the Templars. Yeah. Oh, what a great pull! Did you see that? He didn't fire.
Yeah. No damage there so far, but the shuttle is still active, flying towards the main now. He could also go to the mineral-only base and storm there.
Yeah, let's see.
Oh. Yes.
Oh, there
He's going to do it.
Oh no.
Oh, nice pull. Only gets 2, 3, 4, 5.
I think it was 4 or 5.
Yeah, 5 drones for 2 Templars. A couple of Zealots fighting there in the main. One thing you can, he's going to lose that shuttle now. One thing you can do is actually storm that 3rd mineral line from behind it, especially if you had the shuttle flying over there for vision. It does lose that last Templar, so not the most effective harass, but it did get a little bit done there. I think I heard some stuff being loaded into Overlords. Yeah, we're going to get a bunch of Lings loaded up here. Now, if he can get into the main of Protoss, this could be some really, really big damage.
Defilers are out as well. Oh my god, the Defiler just consumed 2 Zerglings, but then got loaded into an Overlord. So it didn't really consume. So this Defiler probably has no energy right now. So that's unfortunate for P-Tech, but he's going for the drop. But luckily for Jaeyoon, his army is here now. He actually has no further drop defense in the main. Oh, just now starting additional cannons, but it's too late. The Overlords are coming and he's not catching this. So this will be so detrimental for his main base.
And I don't think he can get into counterattack. We have the 2/2 Zerglings. And we have an Ultralisk Heaven coming as well.
Well, here come the units back, but it's going to be so hard for the Dragoons to get back in here. It's just going to be so hard for those Dragoons to get back in here. Swarm is going down. There's not a lot, and Ling Lurker just kills Protoss buildings so fast. These Lings are just destroying all the Protoss infrastructure. James desperately trying to get back in here, but he hasn't even gotten into the main yet. Some Zerg units holding at the ramp. This is a lot of damage for Protoss.
Yeah.
Also, Protoss doing his own version of a Doom Drop in the Zerg main, killing the Hive here. But getting cleared up now with 3 shuttles. But of course, yeah, he will probably lose most of his main base, but actually most gateways survive. He's not really targeting, he's like shooting a pylon there, shooting a gateway there, killing 3 cannons with Zerglings. So if he targeted the gateways or the important tech buildings a bit more, I think he could have done a lot more damage, but of course it was still a very successful job for P-Tech.
Yeah, I think what you want to kill is the the Citadel and the Templar archives, or just all the gateways. Now we just got 3 gates out, but we still have so many gateways left for our Protoss players, so this wasn't that bad. But look at the heavy attacks coming down now. Very good attack.
Swarm of Zerg units coming across the map. Nice storms coming down here from Jaeyoon though. Got a lot of Dragoons still left over. Zerg have killed all the cannons and starting to get on top of this Nexus. Will he be able to take it out? It looks like Jaeyoon's probably going to have enough to defend at least this way from the Zerg.
Okay, pretty close attack, yeah, but there's only one observer here, which is already in yellow HP, but I mean, it's there, and it looks like Jaeyoon is doing fine here in the defense.
Yes. He had a point there, our Zerg player, where he could have targeted the Nexus there, but he didn't.
Well, he's still pushing forward. He may still get this Nexus yet. A bunch more Lings are coming through. I think he actually will get this Nexus. Nexus goes down.
Come in here. So the upgrade on the Zerglings are done in seconds here. Let's see. Yes, they are done now. So now we have the 3/3 Hydras and the 3/3 Zerglings, and that's enormous actually.
But also the first 2 Reavers here. So with those he can definitely defend the rest. So he will not lose his natural or main base here. He just lost the mineral only. Still, okay, sucks, but he still has the top left and he's taking the natural, so that's another gas base. And I think this is still fine for Jaeyoon.
Yeah, even after all that, he traded pretty well. Like, the supplies were close. PTAC was within 20 supply of Jaeyoon. Before that, it was like 180 to max kind of thing. But now we can see Jaeyoon's almost maxed again, and PTAC's still down on 130 supply. And during this whole time, PTAC hasn't really been able to establish any more bases. So he's still been on his 5 bases, whereas Jaeyoon's also on 5 bases, or will be mining from that his 5th base soon. Of course, a couple of those bases are mined up, but they are for PTAC as well. Look where he rebuilt that hive too, at his natural SimCity. Interesting place.
Where is all the army from Jaeyoon? Because he's maxed out, but we don't see the huge clump somewhere.
Yeah, does he have too many probes or something?
No, but it's
he's only got 60 probes.
Mass shuttles. He has like 5 shuttles. He's also dropping the Zerg main base once again with 2 Reavers here. And he has a lot of Archons and Reavers in the natural. But he's losing this natural in the top left for that, because he doesn't have Reavers in position here.
Yeah, and this is actually going to be pretty painful if he loses this base. Yes, he's getting some counter damage done in the Zerg main base here. Killing some drones, killing some tech buildings. Looks like he's going to target that spire down. Probably get it, but he's losing this base. Yeah.
The 11 o'clock here is so important. You can't lose this. What's going on, actually?
There's just action going on everywhere. He took out, I think that was the Hydraless den he took out. Oh no, Hydra's at the den. Oh, it was one of the Evo chambers he took out. Reavers are still going. That Spire is actually still alive, so if he doesn't target that down, he may not actually get it here.
Yeah, so unfortunate here for Jaeyoon not targeting the pool or the Spire. The problem that many non-Protoss player don't know maybe, when you're... So first of all, the Reaver is shooting faster than the Scarabs rebuild. So there will be a time where your Reaver has no Scarabs. If you target a building while the Reaver has no Scarabs, it doesn't work. And once the Scarabs finish, it will just attack a random target. So you have to actually move command the Reaver as the Scarab is finishing, and then target when the Scarab is there.
Okay, yeah, I had no idea about that. Thank you for telling.
Yeah, well, we got a little battle going on with some Ultras and Lurkers, but there are a few Archons here and some Reavers, so Jaeyoon will push that back for now. He did manage to save his top left base, but he lost a lot of probes in the process, so he was actually down to 39 probes. He's starting to build that back up. He's going to maybe want to transfer a few from his natural. He's got some idle probes he could transfer over there. But in the meantime, it looks like he wants to push forward, see if he can't kill something. We do have a DT that killed a drone in the top right there, just slowing down an expansion attack from PTAC. But he does have another drone, and he's going to probably be looking to take top right for himself, whereas Jaeyoon wants to build up his army and see if he can't deny some base somewhere.
Actually, I think that both of these players right now are, if you see here, the 9 o'clock for Jaeyoon is almost mined out. It's a little bit left. And we see that his 11 o'clock. That's the big one. And we also see that for Zerg, we have one big that's 6 o'clock, but then we doesn't have more. And now we have a drop at 6 o'clock.
Kills 2 drones, 3, 4.
Yeah, pretty nice.
So both of these players really need to expand here.
Yeah, there's been a lot of action in this game non-stop between the drops and the harassment. Now we got a big army actually moving out here for PTAC. Is there going to be enough Protoss to push this back? I don't see any Templars. There's one Templar here, another one coming in with a couple of Storms here. So he should be able to hopefully win this battle for him.
Very
yeah,
good.
this army is very strong.
Yeah, he sniped the 2 Reavers though. That was very good to use the Scourge just running across the army and sniping the dropship there. So 2 Reavers actually went down for free there. That's good.
And now Jaeyoon's going to be able to deny this top right base attempt from PTAC, which is really important for him. He does not want to let Zerg get any more bases than he has right now, especially since he's only mining from 2 himself. And soon to be 1, there's about a little less than a third of the minerals left at that 9 o'clock base now. So he will kill and deny that base. Will he kill it or will it be a cancel? Okay, there was a cancel.
And one more thing for PTAC, we see him go for this strat where he goes for Ultralisk Hydra, and that's okay, but I don't think that he should not have the Defilers with that, because the Defiler and the play is really important in the late game, so I really think he needs to put that on. But right now we see there's so many Archons actually.
Yeah, Archons are so strong. Don't get confused by the supply, guys. If you have an army full of Archons, the army is so much stronger, despite not having a lot more supply. It's incredible.
Yeah, because they only cost 2 supply, so right?
It's 4 supply
4.
total, but still, it's just so strong.
There's so much value in an Archon. Yeah, we had a little bit of attack from PTAC into the main here of Protoss. Looks like Jaeyoon is able to clean that up, but there is a bunch of lurkers now sitting outside his base, so we're going to have to see him do something to clean that up. Maybe a couple storms, get those Zealot Archon in there, build a few more units. Meanwhile, he is taking that low ground natural base for himself, but we do see an army, a lot of Ultra Ling Hydra going across the map to try and deny this.
This could be the deciding moment here.
Yeah, we don't have any Reavers or anything here. I think that, and he needs to break out with his main army here to help this, and he can't actually because there are so many lurkers down there.
But the cannons from the high ground as well, helping a lot. He can still move to Archons, and he's doing so. And if he notices that the Reavers in the 9 o'clock base are ready, he could defend this.
Looks like he may be able to just defend anyway. It's going to be close if he picks off that Ultralisk. Okay, he will pick off the Ultras. Now we do have 3 Hydras picking off on this Nexus, so he's going to have to send some units over here to clean those up before that Nexus goes down.
He needs to use those 2 Reavers. Yeah, those are so important.
He needs to have them there.
So yeah, he's got units in that base. Will this Nexus go down? I think this Nexus is going to fall, especially with the reinforcements coming in now. Bit unfortunate for him, but that's a nice pickup there for PTAC. And going to get the Robo there as well, building a Reaver.
But actually,
yeah, Jaeyoon has to push out of his main base so he can use the army there. He still has a lot of units, but he's contained with lurkers. He cannot run into the lurkers with mass zealots and archons. He needs to use those reavers.
Yeah, nice storm going down on a couple of those lurkers. If Jaeyoon can break out onto the map, it's going to be very hard for PTAC, but it looks like he wants to reinforce this little contain he's got going on here at the main base, or natural of Jaeyoon. Sending those lings maybe a bit too far, but at the same time, we got to point out, like, Zerg is getting critically low on resources. He really only got resources at the 6 o'clock base. His mineral only is about to mine out. His main's about to mine out. Now, he is long distance mining from this top base, so the longer he can hold this contain and keep Jaeyoon from killing that base, give himself time to set up some defenses or a base there. If he can get that top right, then he'll be in a very good spot to maybe take this game, because Jaeyoon himself is only mining on one base, and that's the top left here.
Yeah, they are both really low on minerals, and soon we will see the hatchery pop here for P-Tech. So if P-Tech can hold this army in the main of the Protoss for just a little bit more, it can be really good for him. So right now I think he should not overextend, but still I don't understand why we don't see Defilers out plaguing everything. And here the Defilers would be so great because there are a lurker heavy army. So
Yeah. It looks like Jaeyoon is slowly killing more and more lurkers here in this contain. He's still not using those 2 Reavers. I think they would help so much, but he's still doing it. But is he too slow at pushing out here? Zerg is securing this top right. One lurker is there, and he will surely make some sunkens very soon, or at least he's mining. That's also very important. Jaeyoon really has to push out very soon and do something about that.
All right, well, like you said, he is slowly starting to push out here. Still hasn't noticed those Reavers. He does have another Reaver in the top left, but he is going to have to get some kind of base going here. Like, there's less than a third of the minerals left in top left. Zerg has finally secured and got that base up and running for himself, so if Jaeyoon can't get out into the map and either deny a base or get another base secured for himself, he's looking he's going to be in a lot of trouble. Like, his days are numbered here for sure.
Yeah.
I can just say that we have a question here from Pro CV Terror or something. He is wondering who is viewing doing the camera, and that is MasterReY doing the camera.
Sorry if I missed something.
Yeah, he wants you to look more at the minimap, but I think you're doing a great job here.
There you go. Reaver in the top right. That's a nice drop. Finally, he found the Reavers, and he is denying the mining for now. But I think overall, P-Tech can probably defend this.
Yeah, Jaeyoon is killing some of those drones. We do have P-Tech trying to maybe push up there, but he's not going to be able to push up that ramp anytime soon. But even just having these units down here, he can potentially hold and deny a base from Jaeyoon. And if he can deny Jaeyoon from getting another base, then it's just a matter of when Jaeyoon mines out, right? We do have Jaeyoon still trying to push out. He kills a couple more lurkers, actually, killing all the lurkers on the low ground. He may be able to finally bust out of here, and if he can bust out of here, he can go kill a base or two of P-Tax, and all of a sudden he's going to be in a winning position.
Yeah, I think actually Jaeyoon is taking this game. He's trading very efficiently at this contain, even if he's slow, but he found another way to interrupt the mining in the top right. Now the Reavers die, but he did a very good job there, and that's why it's actually okay that he took a bit longer at breaking out from the contain. So now I think he has a very good army, and he can secure this natural here in the top left again, and then just kill the top right, to be honest.
Yeah, it looks now, is he going to just use his army, position it here until he gets the base set up? Because if he does that, it'll buy a lot of time for Zerg to get his base up and running. Like we can see, Zerg's got a lot of units streaming towards top right. Maybe he's going to send them to try and get a counterattack. See, so I'm wondering now, Jaeyoon's actually going to push out from that base, but he's not going towards the Zerg base. He's going to go try and protect his main base. Maybe?
Oh my god. Yeah.
I don't know where these are going now.
Oh, some Archons dying basically for free here in the natural of Jaeyoon. And
But
if P-Tech can
now-
kill the gateways, that will be very nice for him. But yeah, as you say,
Yeah, but if
Jaeyoon
you
is countering.
counter-attack them, that is very, very hard for P-Tech if he loses this, and I think he will. But there is
Yeah.
only... Oh, there is 3, 4, 5...
Many observers.
So
Yeah.
too many.
So this base goes down. P-Tech is still mining from 6 o'clock, but he's also killing the main base of Jaeyoon here. P-Tech's taking actually Jaeyoon's old mineral base. It's only got about a third of the minerals there, but it's still something, right? He needs some kind of income coming in. Meanwhile, Jaeyoon's also in the same kind of situation where if he doesn't get this top right base, or top left base, sorry, he will also mine out because he's very low in that other base now.
Oh, P-Tech losing all the units in the main base of Jaeyoon because of
He is very
some
good,
Archons and 2 DTs here. But that was very nice for Jaeyoon, and now look at the supply. Jaeyoon in a pretty good advantage, and especially that natural in the top right going up. This is so important for Jaeyoon.
Yeah, I think Jaeyoon have this now. And we saw the Spire going down for the drop in the main for Jaeyoon dropping the main. That was a really good drop. And we see him picking off the Spire there. And right now it's very hard to see what Peter can do to win this game here.
Well, he is transferring some drones to that mineral only, so he's going to be mining kind of on 2 bases here, but it's still, like we said, it's very low on mining, so he's not going to be able to mine from there for too long. Now Jaeyoon is pushing out. These Reavers that are in his main base are actually kind of blocked from getting to his natural. I think he's trying to send them there to help defend, so if PTAC had something to counter attack, he might be able to kill that. Swarm's going down, and this is mostly Dragoons, so this actually will be able to hold for now.
Mm-hmm. So both players being on... Okay, actually PTAC still has that 6 o'clock, so 2 base for PTAC, 1 base for Jaeyoon. Pretty much when the top left is outmined, the main base. But Jaeyoon has a big army advantage still, and this Reaver is doing so much damage, he's microing it, and he knows PTAC cannot make scourges, so he can just fly around completely freely and micro PTAC's units.
I think the biggest mistake from PTEC this match is the lack of defilers and the lack of plague. We haven't seen one single plague here, and that's very important in the late game. And instead of doing the defiler, he have gone for ultras, and they have not been doing great here because of the amount of Archons actually. So I think that he should have gone for more of the style with the Defiler and Plague style.
Well, Jaeyoon finally noticed the top that his Reavers are stuck, killed one of the cannons so he could get those Reavers out to protect against some kind of counter attack if PTAC decided to attack that base with his units. But he's in trouble now. Like, Jaeyoon is slowly breaking through this mineral only base, and this is the last real mining base here for PTAC. If this goes down, so does he. Like, I think this is game, right? Like, what will PTAC do? He can't defend this. He is trying for this counterattack, but with the Reavers now at the natural for Jaeyoon, he's going to be able to push out and kill most of these Hydras. Like, if Jaeyoon lost his base, he wouldn't have mining himself. PTAC can't really contest the army or rebuild an army to contest the army of Jaeyoon.
So many Reavers here.
But we need to... I think he will lose this base.
Oh my god. Both players not mining. I think he can hold it with the Reavers. The Reavers, he has speed shuttles. Easy.
Oh, yeah, very good. He needs to micro better here. PTAC. Oh, I think if PTAC had microed a bit more there, I think he could have killed everything here.
But then again...
the reinforcement army from Protoss comes in too.
Yeah, even if he kills the Nexus here, I think he has no more chance. Jaeyoon can just rebuild it, and PTAC basically has no mining and no army left, so even if that Nexus would go down, I think it doesn't change the result of this game.
Yeah, like even if he, like you said, even if he killed it, Jaeyoon's army is just too big, and that PTAC can't make an army to compete with it, and there he just leaves the game. And very exciting, very long game. Finally got our macro PVZ. That might have been longer than our whole other PVZ series, but congratulations, Jaeyoon takes game number 1 in this best of 7.
Yeah, GG. That was an amazing game actually, and yeah, it's very, very long game here compared to the others we had today. Almost 40 minutes, so that's great.
Okay, yeah. Your camera was a bit down, but you noticed. Nice. Yeah. Was an awesome game. And we have potentially 6 more games of those. It is a best of 7, remember? It could also be over after 4 games, of course. But we have some more games for sure. And the second game will be on the maps that we have not seen today. It is Gold Rush, so that's very interesting.
And that's a map that can take a long time to finish actually, because there's so much weird stuff that can happen. And if we see the first game, there was a bit of weird stuff going on. So let's see what they will do here.
Game is starting. And we are jumping in any seconds.
Yep. I will just take a short break to get to the loo. I will be back soon. See you.
All right.
Okay. Yeah,
Can't
but
do
the
the
game.
colors.
Yeah, I noticed. But the game has started anyways. We are jumping in. So, P-Tech versus Jaeyoon. That's not how you do. Yeah, that's not how you start introductions by saying the player names. But in the left position of Gold Rush, we have our Zerg player P-Tech.
All right, and in the top 12 o'clock spawn, our white Protoss Jaeyoon, who is currently up 1-0. Now, yeah, as Veer was saying, a bit weird map. So we could see maybe some cool strategies coming out. I don't know if we'll necessarily see that, or maybe we'll just see something more straight up and standard. You can kind of play this that way too. But interestingly enough, they are going to share this top left kind of area that is blocked by those eggs and assimilators. So we'll have to see if one player wants to maybe clear that out and take that base for themselves, or block it off so the other player can't get in there. I would expect it more likely that it ends up being Jaeyoon's base, but we'll see.
Yeah. Again, when we play this map, it's not coming up super often. I want to talk about these assimilator and egg things because maybe some of the viewers don't know it. So if you kill these eggs, of course you need some more units because eggs have a lot of armor. You can't just kill it with the first 1 or 2 units. It takes a long time. But if you kill those eggs, you can go through here with units. But if the assimilators are killed, that permanently blocks out this pathway again. So you can open it, but you can also close it permanently with the simulators later on.
Can you rebuild the simulators on those gases to open it up? I've never actually known that.
Yeah, that is true. You can do that. So it's not as permanently as I just said. That's true.
But if someone had scouting, yeah, they would know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so on P-Tech's side, we do have the 12 hatch coming down once again. It seems like he favors this build in like all matchups. We saw him do it a bunch in ZVZ earlier. And we also have him doing this gas steal once again, which he did last game against Jaeyoon. Getting that drone and stealing the gas, it's just going to deny the gas slightly for Jaeyoon. He's not going to mind it too much. We'll probably see him do something similar to what he did last game, where he gets like a second gateway before his tech, or maybe he'll start the core, get the second gateway. It remains to be seen.
Yeah, the probe is here in the main, so he sees everything. He sees that he doesn't have to be scared, so he can definitely also make probably the core as well. Maybe even get a zealot before the cannon. Okay, but he chooses to build the cannon here despite no zerglings being started. So that's a little bit interesting. But anyways, he gets a simulator at the natural and should start mining there immediately.
Yeah, do have a couple comments in the chat about the gas thing. It looks like we got. I don't think you can rebuild. He says at least not on Troy. You can't rebuild them. Not sure about Gold Rush. Yeah, I wasn't sure if you could rebuild them or not. I've never actually seen anyone rebuild them. I haven't played the map enough or tried it out myself, so I'm not sure either.
Yeah.
But if anyone knows, it'd be interesting to know or good to know, I suppose. But yeah, continue on looking at the game. We do have the gas mining, like you said. It looks like he is going to go for the core instead of the second gateway this time from Jaeyoon. I think he got that gas mining a little bit quicker this game as well. Now, interestingly enough, he pulled one probe off of gas. I don't know if that was intentional.
He might have only put 2 in. I'm not quite sure, but this should be a mistake here.
Well, he
You're
definitely
talking
pulled
about
one
Jaeyoon,
off.
right?
Yeah. Jaeyoon definitely pulled one off because I saw him move one of the probes with gas to the mineral patch.
Okay.
But I don't know if that was intentional or just like a misclick. Okay, he's noticed now and put it back on, so it must have been a misclick. Now we do have that zealot killing the extractor in the main, and Jaeyoon's got a probe. Okay, it was dancing between the eggs, but it is going to that top left to try and get around and potentially scout the Zerg here.
Yeah. And what is the tech choice here by Jaeyoon? We have nothing starts so far. Okay, Citadel. So it goes for the Citadel. That's not that common nowadays. Usually most protos go for that Stargate to get that scouting information with the core there. but he wants to go for a Citadel, but the Overlord can just see this, so P-Tech should be able to prepare against the incoming Speed Zealots that will arrive a little bit earlier than usual.
And I'm back.
Yeah. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Thank you. And we actually see a style of play from P-Tech where he goes for the +1 carapace quite early. And he goes for, it will be a Spore here to counter if we will see a Corsair. But we will not. But it's a bit of a build we saw Suma do in the last ASL.
Yeah, now looking at the upgrade timings, like Jaeyoon's going to have a little bit of a window here before the +1 carapace is done. If he's got his zealots out on the map and hits soon as that +1 is done, okay, he hasn't actually started speed, so he's not going to have that window. At least not with speed zealots. He's actually going for faster Templars here. So now this could be a little bit of a mind game or a trick. Like P-Tac's going to be expecting a bunch of speed zealots coming out, but he's actually got a very fast Templar archives instead.
Yeah, that's interesting. And P-Tech actually not going for a Spore here because I think he saw that there's no Stargate, goes for a Sunken, so he really expects very early Zealot pressure, as you said. But yeah, the Zealot pressure is not coming. Jaeyoon is just preparing for the mid game, or I guess for the late game, for the early late game, let's call it, by getting those High Templars and double upgrades. So he will wait a little bit until he moves out when he has like 2-1 upgrades or so, maybe.
Yeah, we also see the second Forge quite early there, so they are countering one another there.
I wanted to see where this DT was going. I wondered if he was building the fast DT to like pick off at the eggs and try and sneak around in the back, or if he's just going to go through the front. Looks like he's just going to kind of keep it out here in front for now. Meanwhile, he is going up to, looks like 4 gateways, so pretty standard mid-game stuff. He's going to have Storm out right away. No speed zealot attack like we saw. P-Tech did. I don't think he really overmade defenses for it either, so that's probably good for him. He does have a few units and a couple Sunkens, but he didn't really heavily commit to defending the speed zealots that never actually came.
Yep. He made the Zerglings, Hydras, and the Sunken pretty early, but yeah, he stopped making fighting units afterwards and switched back to drones, so he's totally fine here. And now going into a Spire, so there are still no cannons up, and remember, Jaeyoon has no Corsair, so he's actually not checking the Zerg main base all the time, so he doesn't know, or the natural in that case, so he doesn't know the Spire's coming. I mean, he could assume it at one point. You want to get the cannons at some point anyways in your mineral lines, but so far he's not doing it, and the Mutilist could do some damage if P-Tech goes for it.
But I think one of the problem for P-Tech actually is that he is very low on the macro hatches. He is only on 4 hatch.
Oh yeah, good point. Now Spire is just about to finish up here as well, but we also had a Stargate finish up for Jaeyoon, and he's starting to build Corsairs out of it.
Okay.
This could just be for one because he wants to scout, or maybe he's going to start banking up because he plays the Zerg side. He knows the Zerg side pretty well too. So he's like, I know that I'm weak to a potential Muta switch at this time, so I'm going to get some Corsairs and some cannons up. Like we can even see that he's putting a couple cannons around his mineral line here in the Stargate, and he's continuing to build these Corsairs. So he actually really is expecting a Mutalisk switch now.
Yeah.
In chat, they are asking if there is game sound on. I can't hear the stream, so I don't know, but...
Game sound is on, yes.
Okay,
all good. Maybe someone else in the chat can confirm, but game sound should be just fine. All good, yes. So everything is working. So maybe refresh your browser and then it's working again.
All right, but now we got the Zealots running around from Jaeyoon, trying not to get them trapped, but P-Tac doing a good job of kind of forcing these Zealots into a location where he can actually trap and pick them off. So this is going to be a pretty good win for P-Tac, being able to kill this. Now Jaeyoon has to just get into a position where he can trade as effectively as possible because he knows these Zealots are done for. Looks like he's going to get into the main. Maybe he's going to try and pick off some kind of tech building here. even still, no. He's just going to keep running, pulling the Zerg army out of position, and then eventually fight these Lings, which are going to trade fairly well because they already have that 1 carapace against the +1 attack. So pretty good here. Looking pretty good for PTAC. I mean, he killed a lot of Zealots for almost nothing there, and we can see that reflected in the supply how he's caught up there.
Yeah, that was horrible for Jaehoon actually. He didn't have anything. And now we see the 2 more hatches coming. So he was at 6 hatch, and now he is adding the 7th, and he also got the 8th hatch on the 4th base. So I think right now PTech is in a very, very commanding position here. And we also see the upgrades is 1-1, and we see evolution chambers here already upgrading again. But we only see attack from both Zergling and range attack, but we don't see +2 carapace, and I think +2 carapace is quite important. So maybe he should add one more chamber.
Yeah, that's true. The carapace could be missing later on, but I mean, it looks like he wants to go for the lurker camping style again. We saw him doing that in the Polypoid game, so he will probably not rely on too many Zerglings for this early late game. So he will just camp a little bit more, maybe try to secure this bottom base with lurkers. He could also take this 6 o'clock.
Yeah, he's a bit low on drones though.
Drop coming.
34 drones.
Drop incoming at the 3 o'clock base here. I was gonna say that Jaehoon actually couldn't see the Nexus until that PTAC couldn't see the Nexus until Jaehoon built that pylon. But building that pylon alerted PTAC of the base's existence, and now he's gonna drop a bunch of units here. And Jaehoon hasn't cleared the eggs out or anything yet, so he can't get it over here to save it, and he's just gonna forfeit this base.
But as well as this happened, we saw the DT killing 7 drones in the 4th of PTEC's base, so that's very good. So we see that actually we have only 40 probes from PTEC. I'm not sure he understands this, because now we just putting them in, and now the DT is coming in again. And let's see how many drones he snipes. Oh, that was a big mistake that he attacked the gas instead of attacking the drones, so he didn't kill additional units there.
Not controlling that DT there, but he was probably looking at his main army, and now he's moving his main army to this 4th base. He realized he cannot attack into the Sunken and Lurkers at the 3rd base, but this 4th base is pretty much undefended because of the DT arrest early on. And yeah, he just denies this one, so that's very nice.
Yeah, Jaehoon is going to kill that base, so trading base for base is going to go back down to 2 versus 3 base. Well, Jaehoon's taking top left, and there is no scouting here for PTAC of that, but hold on, we do have another drop coming in from PTAC. Looks like he's going to go for a drop here on the main. Is there anything in place here? There's a couple Zealots, 1 Templar that doesn't quite have Sperm, a couple Obs flying back, but there's no other real army. Meanwhile, he has those other Overlords that were full of units from killing the 3rd base are full again once more, and he's dropping here on the natural as well.
Yeah, just action and drops everywhere. Are those... yeah, nice. PTEC notices the observers being ahead of the army and focuses the observers. So no observer here for Jaehoon. So these 2 lurkers that are here will stay here and get some additional damage done. So this is really, really nice for PTEC. So really trading blows here. PTEC lost his 4th base, but now he's doing so much damage with all the drops.
But I must say, we have the same problem as we saw in the first game. What did he actually kill here? He didn't kill the Citadel. He didn't kill the Templar Archives. He didn't kill the Nexus. He didn't kill any gates. He killed 2 cannons.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. He's not really focusing. He just gets some shield off some buildings, but never finishes off any important buildings. And that is a problem for him, because he lost that 4th base. So he's trying to retake this top base here as a new 4th base, while keeping this contain up. But it doesn't look like the contain can be kept up for much longer. I think Jaehoon is about to push out here.
Yeah, it looked like he kind of used that drop as a distraction to set this contain up, and actually he's going to drop a few more units here. He's just trying to
we
keep
have
the
a
units
lot of
of
tempers
Jaeyoon
there.
behind. Yeah, he's trying to keep the units of Jaeyoon back here so he can get like a really strong contain or something on him. Meanwhile, like you said, he did take that 4th base. I'm not sure about that location, but we can talk about that in a sec. We do have these Hydras killing the gas anyways. Looks like they will eventually go down. A couple more Hydras pushing in on top of the cannons here at the natural of Jaeyoon, though. If he can break down the cannons, break down the wall, it's going to leave an open... Oh, also Lurker drop at the mineral line of Jaeyoon. Oh, no. How many probes? Kill 7 on one, 11 on the other? 12? It's 19 probes there he killed with those 2 Lurkers. Like, this is things look like they're going really bad here for Jaeyoon. The only thing going for him so far is that P-Tech doesn't really know about top left, and he is mining quite comfortably there at the moment. But if P-Tech finds that base and drops it, I think Jaeyoon's days are numbered.
He has a lot of cannons there. Go ahead.
We actually saw that there we have the like money shot that was killing something from Jaeyoon, because I think the drop once again didn't kill any critical buildings in the top, but the lurker drop did a lot. What I want to see right now is to see him scout the 11 o'clock and drop that, because when you have the drops like he have, he needs to figure out how can Jaeyoon still be in this game after all those probes come down. So I think he should suspect that there is a base somewhere and scout that, because he can just drop it, and Jaeyoon can't get in there with a lot of units because he haven't killed the eggs or anything here.
Well, he is going to scout that now. Overlord is flying up there, and he is loading up a bunch of units, so we may see exactly that. Jaeyoon, realizing that this has been scouted, he's actually sending a bunch of units into his main. I think he's going to try and kill those eggs to get through there, but is it going to be in time? He really needed to have those eggs killed ahead of time. It's going to take a little bit of time to kill those. Dragoons can kill eggs relatively quickly, but it still will take some time. Here comes the drop. Jaeyoon's just trying to pull some probes to help fight or block some of the dropping. I don't know if it's going to be enough. I think this base is going to go down. With this base going down, it's going to be very, very difficult for Jaeyoon to find a way back into this game.
Yeah, it's probably impossible, and really not killing these eggs is really a big problem. If you take a corner base like this, or this base that is blocked by the eggs anywhere next to your main base, you should actually always kill the eggs so you can defend it early. But he didn't do it, so now he's basically all in and goes for one last final attack with the army.
Yeah, you need to clear those eggs straight away, actually. And now we see one more big drop. So this will be a base trade scenario if he can break the P-Tech army, but I don't think he can, but let's see.
Well, he is pushing in now. He's going to lose the observer to both of his observers there to the sport colony. So even if he could have broken it, he has no obs now, and he's just going to lose his main base. What can Jaeyoon do? This is a very bad situation. We do see he's trying to take that mineral-only base, kind of outside his base, but I don't think that's going to be enough here. Losing the main base, all his tech, he's got nothing left behind this, so he really needs to kill or do a ton of damage to P-Tech if he wants to stay in the game.
The amount of Templars here are crazy, but he needs to storm them.
Yeah, maybe more summon to Archons even. I don't think he can do like so many perfect storms. It's almost not possible. You need some Archons maybe. But so far he's winning the fight. He has another observer, so he can clear those lurkers. But yeah, I mean, he has no main base. This army has to basically win the whole game, and surely he's trading well, but it will not be enough to win the whole game, I think.
Yeah. We do have the main base completely destroyed now from Jaeyoon, or of Jaeyoon. He has transferred the probes to that mineral only. He is still trying to push. We might not see him tap out until he knows for sure that he can't hit, this army will die, or that P-Tech can kill this army. But yeah, with that base that he kind of took at 4 o'clock, I don't think the goons can even push in there with all those sunkens. A couple of lurkers going, but we still have that observer alive. We have P-Tech even pulling the drones to try and glitch out some of these units, forcing him to waste some storms. P-Tech knows all he has to do really is kill this army. Will he do it?
Crazy.
He has all those overlords loaded up with units, so these will seal the deal here. Drops them on the goons and finishes
Kind of
the
like
game.
jumping on tanks. Yeah. Some storms going down, last minute storms, but with the last goon, Jay knows that the last hope for him to take this game is gone.
That
He's
was
got
closer
no
than I
production
thought
facilities
it
at home.
could be, actually. I thought that P-Tech would win this way easier than it was in the end. It was so close, actually.
PTAC actually takes a hidden base during this too, so in case Jaeyoon did break through, he's like, okay, I got another base hidden out here somewhere that maybe I can defend. Jaeyoon is going to stay in here for now, but building up a bunch of cannons, but he really does not have what he needs to defend this, and this base going down will be the end of Jaeyoon.
I wonder, did Jaeyoon actually scout that new fourth base? I don't think so, because that he stays in the
Yeah.
game here is
Yeah,
so
I thought
weird.
I thought he didn't have. I think that he thought that our Zerg played was only on 2 base. And that,
Yeah, main and natural. Yeah, that's why I think as well. I
And the
think he
main was
never
almost lined
scouted.
up, yeah.
Yeah, so that's why he stayed. So that's our assumption at least. So for anyone wondering why Jaeyoon is trying to uh, make the game longer despite being in a clearly losing position, he probably just didn't know about the space and thought, yeah, maybe if he can defend this one long enough and have another hidden base at 6 o'clock, he can actually come back because P-Tech has no more mining.
Wow. Couple of crazy games so far for the finals.
Yes. Okay, so score is 1-1 here, and we are going into game 3, which will be on Eclipse.
Veer has to keep readjusting his camera. He's getting too excited by these games.
Yeah, sorry.
He keeps knocking the camera. Oh no, that's all. These are exciting games. Like, this is hype. We got a 1-1 series. It's now down to a best of 5. Jaeyoon versus PTAC, game number 3 on Eclipse. Let's go.
And we can just say that P-Tech is not the same player as Jaeyoon is when Jaeyoon plays Zerg. I think P-Tech is a lot more macro orientated than what we have seen from Jaeyoon when he played. Because right now we saw that there was a late game, actually, 2 times in a row, quite
Yeah.
late games. And when Jaehyun plays Zerg, it looks like he just wants to harass and win directly.
Yeah, looks like it. But let's find out how Eclipse plays out. We are jumping into the game. In the top right, we have our white Protoss. It is Jaeyoon.
All right, and in the bottom left, in the pale blue, it is PTAC. All right, 1-1 Eclipse. Definitely could be lead to macro games here, especially with the styles we've been seeing. I would expect to see maybe longer games here. Now, what does Jaeyoon go for? So far, he's been going for the gateway. Looks like he's probably going to do that here once again.
And P-Tech really likes this camping style, I feel. He's always getting this lurker base to defend his main position, his main rally point at least. Ideally also his expansions, of course. And then goes for either very late game with Hive and so on, or in this last game on Gold Rush, maybe it was a strategy specific to that map. He went for the drops, of course. But he always went for this lurker defense style, and I think Jaeyoon did it very nicely in the first game by switching to Reavers and like shuttle harass and so on. But let's see how he can do here.
We see that this is a forge opening, and it's 12 hatch, right? Or was it 11? I didn't see that.
I'm not sure. Yeah, so Probe scouts this, sees that, okay, it was definitely hatched before pool at least. And that's why he will take his own Nexus before any cannons, of course.
And look at P-Tech here with the drone behind the mirror lines. He's really prepared for the for the cannon rush. He does not want that. That's really good for him actually to have that there.
Oh, wow.
There we see.
But I mean, it's just making a pylon. Maybe you force the Zerg to pull some additional drones, and we can see Pitek at least pulls another one drone. Will he pull more?
Yeah, second pylon, so he can definitely get the cannon down now. Pool is just about to finish up, so he's going to be able to start those links soon. There's the cannon. Will PTAC react? Will he pull anything else, or is he just going to be content to fight with these two drones and wait for the links?
You can just say that in this position, the thing that's very good here, if you put it behind the minerals, you can glitch drones over, but it's really hard to glitch drones in this position because you don't have anything to glitch them on. So I really enjoyed that position that Protoss picked here. This is the hard one, but it's a bit too late.
Yeah, I feel like he's going to be able to defend this.
Yeah,
links can even get in there. At least one link can get in there.
Yeah,
so
no problem.
Now it feels like it's more of a too big of an investment from Jaeyoon here.
I think Jaeyoon. Sure. Yeah, Jaeyoon will have a big problem here.
Yeah, I mean, it maybe comes back to that drone that you mentioned that was blocking the probe for so long. So this cannon rush actually happened pretty late, and that's why Pitek was able to get it sunken up and get the links out. So yeah, very nice defense by Pitek, and well, Jaeyoon still going for it is definitely a little bit behind here. But there was an Overlord getting killed in the natural of Jaeyoon, so Pitek lost the Overlord. That evens things out a little bit, I would say.
One thing I want to point out here is Pitek took his third base at what would be more maybe like a fourth or fifth base location. He also sent a Ling out here to scout, because sometimes when you cannon rush, Protoss will cannon rush like the third base as well when the hatchery is building, because you wouldn't see the cannons morphing in. So I like that P-Tech sent the Ling up here just to check, make sure there's no cannons there. He also built it in a different location, just so if Jaeyoon wanted to try and cannon rush it, he's like, oh, there's no hatchery here actually, so I can't cannon rush it. So P-Tech playing very aware that, hey, this is a possibility, I'm not going to let you do this, and doing his due diligence and making sure Jaeyoon actually isn't doing that. So very nice play from him.
Yeah.
I think P-Tech is in a great position here.
Yeah, he's now joining up, of course, still a little bit down on the workers, obviously. That's pretty normal for this stage of the game, but this Overlord really hurt him a little bit, so he now needs to make additional drones, and meanwhile he is going for the Hydra then, so we'll see him switch to Hydras very soon. And so far, no scouting by Jaeyoon. Will he send the Zealots, or will he wait for the Corsair? I think the Corsair could be too late. The Hydras are starting right now.
Yeah, we'll have to see, especially if he tries to go for that Overlord kill. Like, we did see a couple of Protosses actually killing that Overlord when they had no scouting. I don't know. I'd be a bit worried. If he goes for that Overlord, I think he may just die to the Hydras. We'll have to see. Like, he definitely needs some kind of advanced warning before they get across the map. But the first Hydras are hatching now. Looks like Hydra speed is on the way. And they're going to start moving across the map. Where is the Corsair? Just finishing up. Okay.
So will he go straight across the map and see the Hydralist, or will he go for that Overlord? Oh, he's going for the Overlord. Oh, okay, that probably will lose him the game. But he's making a second photon cannon. That's very important. He's trying to play safe, but he's not safe enough, I think.
Done.
Well, we'll see. He sees the Hydras now. Let's see if he throws down a few more cannons. Probe comes out and instantly and immediately throws down a couple of cannons. He just has to buy some time. That second cannon finishing is nice. It is going to be able to stop these Hydras from at least getting on top of the forage very quickly. They still can pick that off because they do have range being done. But this is going to buy time for Jaeyoon to get those cannons up, right? He's putting down 4 more cannons, it looks like. Taking this very seriously.
Okay, but he's actually fine here. He has a pretty big amount of zealots as well, so even if P-Tech tries to get closer here, he can just move the zealots and block. So, and with the force cannon finishing, he's totally fine here. And
Even canceled 2 of the cannons.
yeah,
This is not an all-in for P-Tech. He drones up behind this, and we see him getting to 5 hatch and a lair. So I think he's this is not an all-in in any way, and I think that soon he can try to get the 4th expand here. So I think still that P-Tech is doing a great job here. This is not an overextension in any way.
Well, the Zealots are going to push these Hydras back for now. Going to force a few more units out of PTAC probably, but nothing too bad. And from here, where does he go? I feel like the plan for PTAC is probably he just wants to get up to his Lurkers. Lair just finished, so I imagine we'll see Lurker upgrades started shortly. There it is. All right.
by the way, I want to mention a lot of gas bank for Jaeyoon. No Templar Archive yet. So this is pretty interesting here. Maybe he forgot about it, or he wanted to build it and it didn't build and he didn't realize. But this is very weird to have no Templar Archive with 1.5k gas. And his Zealots are not accomplishing anything, so his move out will be so late.
It looks like he almost wants to do something similar to what we saw Tim do last series and just mass up on Zealot Man here, right? Like, look at this. He's got 7, even going up to 8 gateways. Just now throwing down that Templar Archive. So maybe he's going to try and just go for a bunch of Zealots and bust a position.
But will he be able to against Lurkers? So the Lurker upgrade is almost done here, and so far P-Tech has a very nice wall in the natural. He also has a very nice SimCity here in the 3rd base, and he can just move 1 or 2 Lurkers once the upgrade finishes right now, and then he will be fine.
Yeah, I don't like this attack. Oh, but look at the bad timing here for P-Tech's move out. That's not
like
what you want.
Yeah, it almost looked like he was trying for a sandwich or something. But yeah, didn't quite work out. Does lose a few Hydras because of that. Jaeyoon's going to poke up here, see if there's a base. See, okay, no base there. Still 3 base Zerg.
Okay, first Lurkers are in production in the 3rd base. Meanwhile, Jaeyoon just, not committing, which is good. But he still had the problem that his Templar Archive was pretty late, but in the end it doesn't really play a huge role. He's now getting his robotics, and he's just going for a very big 2-base death ball and then push out and take the 3rd, I guess.
But I think what we can see here now is that we will see 4th base coming from P-Tech. He can just put some Lurkers over there, and then he can take maybe a 5th, because it's so easy to like go for the 5 o'clock base or something and hold that.
Yeah.
Well, we have a little bit of an engage going down here. Lurkers are here, but there are no observers. In fact, the Robo hasn't even started, so he may even be able to get a contain. Okay, so it is, yep. Okay, yep. Robo just finished, so he will have observers in a little bit, but P-Tech could still potentially get a little bit of a contain off here. Looks like that is the plan.
Okay, and it will depend on the trades again. When Jaeyoon is trying to break this contain, can he get effective trades? You can see the 3rd base attempt by Jaeyoon is denied because he could not move out on the map early enough against those Lurkers because he didn't have the observer. And now he really has to have very good micro, very good storms, and be really effective at breaking out here. Otherwise, P-Tech will pull ahead, I think.
Yeah, well, looks like Jaeyoon is going to help P-Tech kill his own pylon there. Now, he's doing that because he needs that surface area, right? He wants to move out with as many units as possible in the front lines once he has those observers. And the idea for him here is, pick off a couple of Lurkers, have the Templars ready to storm the Hydra group when they move in, move back, kind of repeat. And from P-Tech's side, he's going to want to try and pick off these observers, or he's going to want to try and pick off the Templars or kill as many Dragoons as possible before the Dragoons can kill too many Lurkers.
I actually would love if we got the range vision for the overloads here from PTAC. That's not a upgrade you usually want to go for, but it's very good when you are picking off observers.
Well, he
It's
did
actually
pick off one
funny.
there.
You started
What?
that sentence that he should go for the vision upgrade, and I totally expected you to talk about the observers. But then you
So did
mentioned the you mentioned the overlords because you are the Zerg player, and
Yeah.
Snipe and me, we are the Protoss players. So the observer vision upgrade would also be very nice in this
yeah.
situation.
Yeah, no, I've instantly thought that's what he was going to say too. But yeah, like you said, you do want that observer vision. It really helps against the lurkers. Looks like we have a couple zealots being loaded up into shuttle. So Jane wants to try and get some counter harass damage done while this contain is going on. But PTAC should be aware of this. He did move that overlord, seeing the shuttle moving outside of his base, so he probably knows about it. But see a couple of storms going down. He is picking up a few lurkers here, but the longer this contain goes on, the better it's going to get for your PTAC.
What I don't like from PTAC here is the follow-up at home. He's just making units, but we don't see like a fourth coming or anything like that, and I think we should have seen that.
Yeah, that okay. Well, all the thoughts. Jaeyoon is actually trying to push out completely here, and he's doing a good job with the storms here. But I'm not sure if running to lurkers with zealots is the right idea here. Now he lost all the zealots almost. Does he have enough left? I think so. He has a lot of units.
Yeah, he's doing a pretty good job. If he can break out, I don't think he's going to fully break out right now, but he did push the contain back a little bit to give himself a little more room. Okay, with all these hydras going down, maybe he can get breakout still with getting the Groons on top of these lurkers.
And the fourth hatchery is going down, and no console on it. That's horrible for PTAC.
So those 3 zealots paying off for Jaeyoon that he shuttled out there earlier. Now, looks like Jaeyoon's going for that final bust attempt here.
Okay, and he breaks out, and in the end, this means that Jaeyoon is in a commanding position. So, Veer, you mentioned you don't like that PTAC didn't really go into a fourth base and more tech and so on. I think there are really two styles of Zerg contain. Some try to just delay the Protoss while getting up economy and tech, but other Zergs are trying to actually kill the Protoss by suffocating him on 2 bases and basically starve him out. And that's what PTAC was going for here, but it didn't work. So this is a very big problem as a Zerg if you go for that. But now the Protoss breaks out anyways. Now you can just get 2 bases even and be totally fine here.
Yeah, now I think that he is in so much hurt PTAC. He really needs to get something going for him. He's almost half the supply as the Protoss.
Yeah, Jaeyoon is still going to need to secure a 3rd base for himself, and it looks like he's going to eventually be able to get that going here. Once he gets that going, I could see him push across the map, and the 4th base or 3rd base location for PTAC does make it a little bit easier for Jaeyoon to attack into than the normal 3rd base because their ramp is so much bigger. But does he have the units in place to really defend this if Jaeyoon moves up there? Right now, I don't think he does, but Jaeyoon's sending half his army back home.
I
He
think
even
that
expects the base here.
he can just attack and kill him right now with the upgrades that he got. Also, the Protoss player, it's 2-2 already, and there's very good upgrades.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure whatever Jaeyoon decides here, wherever he attacks, once he does it, he will win the game. Except if he runs his whole army without an observer into the lurkers. So that's the only way that PTAC can come back here.
Yeah, that looked very dangerous for a second, but he does realize and turn around. We do have a counterattack coming from PTAC to try and deny this 3rd base, and it looks like it will be probably successful, at least for the time being. There's no real units here for Jaeyoon to kill these small group of links, so he's probably going to force at least a cancel on this Nexus, which is going to buy him a lot of time.
He needs to focus the Nexus, however. He's not focusing once again.
Oh,
we saw that problem earlier.
He tried to block the ramp too, so they couldn't get up, but it's not going to be successful, and Jaeyoon will be able to hold on to that Nexus, so yeah, maybe a bit of a blunder there from PTAC.
Yeah, what a huge difference if he killed that 3rd. because we see Jaeyoon is soon on just one base actually. He's mining out his main, he's mining out his natural, and he will just start. So he's at one base, but we also see that the drop from Jaeyoon in the main of P-Tech was quite successful, but he killed just the pool, but still denying a lot of minerals and stuff. Right now, I think that P-Tech needs to get something going. He needs to get a fourth base and try to turtle up, or he can actually take the 11 o'clock base or something like that.
Yeah, well, looking at this game, the situation as a whole, like you said, we got Protoss now on 3 bases, Zerg on 3 bases, and Protoss army is huge, right? He's got good upgrades. I think Jaeyoon's just buying his time, positioning his army until he can defend this third base from like backstabs, and then we'll probably just see him move across the map and crush this third, fourth-ish base location of PTAC, and it seems like that time maybe now. He's positioning up on this high ground and starting to move down towards that base. Or maybe not.
He's playing it very carefully. Maybe
Mhm.
even a bit too much. He has such a big army, and Vitek almost has nothing, but I guess he doesn't know that, so he wants to be careful. He doesn't want to lose his army when he gets flanked or so. But he could just attack anywhere and probably win the fight.
Well, it looks like maybe the natural is the place to go now. He is starting to bring his whole army down here. Only part of the Zerg army is in with this, so he's not really fighting at full efficiency. He does pick off those observers, which is nice. It's gonna buy him a lot of time here.
Yeah, I would really like to see observer upgrades for Jaeyoon here. There's still no range, no speed. And now he has to go back again, and he's slowly letting P-Tech. Never mind. He's not letting him get back into the game. That would be the case if there was a fourth base, but there's not. So in the end, this just delays the outcome of this game a little bit.
But I must say that if he waits too long here, Jaeyoon, he's actually on. Yeah, but it doesn't matter now. But what I mean is that he can't wait too long. He's only on one base.
Yeah.
Well, we do have a counter attack from Zerg, seeing if he can't kill that third base or something, maybe. But even if he does, we're in the situation where Jaeyoon's army is just so strong that PTAC probably can't stop it anyways. He's breaking down the front door, killing a bunch of Hydras in the back. Storm's going down, and yeah, this is looking bad. He is sending those units now to try and counter a base that doesn't quite exist yet, but there are cannons up there, so would just be an inefficient trade for the Zerg. Yeah, getting stormed on the ramp. GG's out, and Jaeyoon takes a 2-1 series lead.
GG.
Yeah, that was a bit of a shocker there. I think the lack of sniping observers. I think he actually could have done way better there with sniping the observers on the contain. So there was some stuff that I really didn't understand of his play. If he really want to hold that, make some scourge, make more units to just snipe the observers instead of. I didn't really understand how he did that actually, and I think that when he saw he was about to be braked, he could have moved a bit back to the high ground and stuff to try to hold it, but instead he didn't have anything to follow up it with. But there was like one point there where we saw that Jaeyoon went out with all his sealers before the goons, and that's not what you want to see. Because you always needs to go for the goons first if there is a lot of lurkers.
Yeah.
But now we have Blade Runner.
Yeah, Blade Runner. Interesting.
A good Zerg map. We talked about that before.
Yes, and now we are going into the game. Very nice colors here. We have purple against pink. In the bottom right, in purple, our Zerg player, P-Tech.
All right, and up a game in the bottom left, our pink Protoss, Jaeyoon.
And this is This is proxy.
Yes. But where?
So Jane has decided, I don't want to play this map. I don't like this map for PvZ. I like it fine for ZVP, but I don't want to play it PvZ. Either that or he's just like, I'm going to mix something in.
Can you
Looks like we
build
got
in
some
the middle?
hallucinated units here in the middle. That's cool.
You can build here in the middle, yeah? There's
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
you can.
between all this stuff that you can definitely fit a couple of gateways here. So yeah, now PTAC has gone for pretty much 12 hatch every game. Is he going to be prepared for the proxy 2 gate?
Going for the gas trick here. And now sending that probe out, drone out, probably to scout. So far, no
Does he
decision
scout the middle? If he scouts the middle, that would be amazing.
I don't think we have seen a single player scout the middle on Bladestorm so far.
When I play, I actually almost always go for the cross scout because of shenanigans like this. It's so good to just rule that out because it's not that big of a distance thing. So I like to do the cross spawn.
Now, Zerg is going to scout Protoss first here and see nothing in the main and nothing in the... Wait, did he? Okay, he turned around. But double checked and the Nexus is there, so now he knows, okay, this is probably Proxy 2K, right? Because I see nothing here in the Protoss main. There's got to be a couple of gates on the map somewhere. And in response to this, he actually throws down a pool and doesn't throw down that hatch. He pulls his drone back into the main.
Oh, I don't like that response. Is that a good response?
You're the Zerg, I don't know. You tell me.
No, I think he should. Oh, but look at the follow-up as well. It's 4 probes coming out to join the attack. What I would have done is to send the drone to try to glitch the seal out a bit to make it slower.
We got probes coming with this too. Jayun pulling 4 probes, but look at this. We also have a hatchery from PTAC in Jayun's base.
Shit. Oh, I think that will work. He didn't see that, right?
Yeah, I don't think he saw that. So if PTAC can defend or hold off long enough, it'll work. Now, if Jayun sends... Okay, he's sending his probes back. I was going to say if Jayun just sends his zealots back home or something, he can still defend, but... No, this is interesting.
Oh,
Yes.
and I don't think he will see the hatchery, right?
No, he won't.
Doesn't
If he
look like that's
doesn't
the
know it's
case.
there, or doesn't scout for it, or suspect that it's there, this hatchery is going to complete.
Oh, and yeah.
But to be honest, when you are in this position that you force the Zerg to cancel the hatch or kill it, and then
Yeah.
you get the zealots into a position to block the choke here, then you know that you're in a very good position as a
Scouted it.
Protoss.
He
And
scouted the hatch.
that's what you do exactly.
Yeah.
You think of all the possibilities how you could still lose, and proxy in base hatch is one of those. So he actually goes for the scout. So that's very nice. But is it too late? That's the question here.
He go for the scouter with building the pylon there. I think he was just building the pylon there and scouted it by accident.
You think
Because
so?
the way that probe, moved bounced backwards, he's like, "Oh wait, there's a hatch here, right?" So yeah, now we see him after that throwing down the forge, and he's bringing the zealots back home. Yeah, I don't think he saw this until he swung that probe back until he built the probe. Oh man, well,
Oh, but no micro here from PTech. What are you doing, man?
he's fighting at the ramp too. He's killing the 2 zealots back at home. He has broken out, so now he can send the links. Now, does he send the links to try and kill the gateways in the middle, or at least depower them? I think so, right?
I think so, yeah.
What's the follow-up here? Oh, it's a Hydra then.
1 hatch Hydra.
1 hatch Hydra.
I guess technically 2, because there's the 2nd hatch in Jayun's main base, but...
Gets 1
Alright,
probe
well,
here.
I would rather like to see a Ling all in here, but we see drones coming here from PTech. He will try to get Sunkens down here and run up with the Zerglings maybe.
Yeah, 2 zealots popped out just in time to kind of save this pylon and gateway stuff here too. So he's going to be able to hold on to those for now, and PTAC is going to lose the hatchery in his main base. or in Jaeyoon's main base, I should say. So, yeah, this is looking maybe pretty bad here for PTAC.
Yeah, very bad. I think that he really didn't decide what to do. It's like he did try to do a lot of things at the same time here. Going for hydras, going to kill the middle gateways here. So it was like nothing happened. You need to decide what to do and do it.
Yeah.
It's very important in Broad War, not only in this matchup, but
Yeah.
and he
Well,
also
so go ahead.
he also never built a single Hydralisk so fast, and he also didn't start any upgrades. So this Hydralisk then was really, yeah, I guess he's really indecisive. He built it but never used it, so that's weird.
Yeah, it just seems kind of inefficient. Maybe he was gonna go for the Hydras, or maybe he's like thought he started Lair and he's like, okay, I'll go for some quick lurkers or something. But changing his plan up here, just realizing he needs to make lanes. He's gonna pick up a few zealots, which is nice. But there's still 6 more coming towards his base, and I don't think he can. At least he can't hold the natural, right?
oh, but more the links are coming back.
All right, he knows about this. Let's see if he can get some kind of a surround on these zealots or something. There's just so many zealots here compared to the lings, and he's still only on 1 hatch production. He's actually making drones out of that hatchery too.
Oh no! And now we see the first Hydra.
Yeah, 1 Hydra. Okay, gets
All right,
a
well-
surround, but is it enough? It doesn't look like that's the case here. Jaeyoon has just too many zealots, and he will finish off this hatchery, and with that, probably the chances of winning this game for PTEC.
Yeah, this is over, and I think the series is slipping out of the hands of PTEC. He's not really. He won 1 game there, but that was a weird map, and now we just see that Jaeyoon looks like he have more confidence of how to do this.
Well, yeah, he killed the hatch, so it's literally still 1 hatch Zerg, or 1 base Zerg against 1 base Protoss with gates in the middle of the map. But he's just got so many zealots. I mean, the Hydras can kind of kite them since there's no leg speed, but there's just so many and so little Hydras that it would take too long to kill them.
Yeah. Oh, even getting a lot of damage on his Hydras. Despite them having speed, he really can't lose any single Hydra here.
No, this is over. Not even effort will win in this position.
I don't know, my effort's pretty good, man. No. But yeah, no. We do have the
He's my
Citadel
favorite.
done
He's my
as
favorite
well,
Zerg
so
player.
yeah. Jaeyoon just needs to start leg speed, I think. Now, it looks like if PTAC can kill this pylon, it's going to stop the zealot production coming out of them for a while. Which could be some way, maybe he could buy himself some time, find a way to fight back into this game. It does pick off that pylon, so zealot production is going to be slowed down significantly from Jaeyoon. But he's not going to mind too much. It looks like he's just content in getting his cannons up and taking a natural base, which PTAC has scouted, hasn't been taken yet. So that's probably another main reason that PTAC is still in this game, is he knows Jaeyoon's still only on 1 base himself.
Yeah, at this point, I think Jaeyoon should actually fly across the whole map with that Corsair and make sure that there's no hidden base. Is he doing
agree.
it? Because that's
It looked like he was
really the
about to,
only thing
Yeah.
that could happen that could bring PTEC back into the game.
Yeah, it looked like he was about to, but now he's going to head straight to the main base. We still may see him scout around after scouting the main base. Yeah, okay, I like this. He's checking 6 o'clock. He's going to check the natural. So he's kind of doing what you said, right? Just check all the bases, because as long as PTAC is still on 1 base, then Jaeyoon's perfectly fine and should win this game. Now, PTAC is sending a few units to kill those gateways in the middle of the map, but Jaeyoon's not going to mind. He's pretty much given up on those now. And yeah, there goes the Corsair, just scouting every single base out that he can, just to make sure.
Yeah. And then he probably knows that he can just probably attack and win the game. Okay. Okay, Corsair just turning around for a millisecond and then continuing.
Leg speed finished.
We have 11 drones. This is so much. going to be a win for Jaeyoon.
At
You
least
can't do
more
any.
drones than zealots. 10 zealots.
Yeah,
Barely.
one more drone than Sellers. Oh, now it's actually 14. So
Well, yeah, with leg speed done, I think, yeah. PTAC just goes in, confirms the natural's been started, and just leaves the game.
yeah,
Seeing the cannon, seeing that many zealots, he knows he can't really fight back. And Jaeyoon takes a 3-1 lead, so he's only one game away now from winning the Gosuleague.
Yes.
What do you think? Can he do it? Will he do it next game? Will
yeah. I
PTAC
think
come back?
it will be a 4-1. I think PTAC is. It's. I don't think maybe he's a much worse player, but I think his confidence is really low after a loss like that. It just looked like he was all over the place there. Like there was so many times that he could have done damage,
Well,
but he just
we
ran
will see.
around. And I think that when he got the first links to the middle, he should have picked that off, but instead he just ran off and then ran back. I don't know what it was too much. But yeah, I think he needs to pick a path and try to do it. And it a bit like we saw the first game as well, where he was a bit all over the place sometimes.
But we also
In
have
the
to remember that that was a proxy gate against 12 fetch game. So maybe he could also just think, okay, that was a build order loss. Let's get back. Let's get into the next game and play a normal game from there. We'll
yeah,
see.
let's hope for that anyway.
Okay, that next game.
No, no, no. This is a 4 pool.
Okay, we are jumping in. 4 pool, no player introductions. PTech not building a single drone here.
He building.
I think he built the
did
drone and
build the drone
canceled
on-
it. Yeah.
Sorry, Snipe.
Oh, all good, man. But introduce the players, why don't we? Before the pool goes down.
In the bottom right, going for the 4 pool, it is PTech.
All right, and in the top left, unknown to him that he's about to be 4-pooled, it's the White Brodos Jaeyoon. So let's see. We have seen Jaeyoon delay his forge a lot in some of these games. Like I see, he does go for the forge first, but then he kind of gets it a little bit later than you might normally get it. And if you do delay it too much, it can be deadly against the 4-pool. Like if it's just going to be that much more time that the 4-pool can do damage to you. But now he is sending his probe right away here.
I have a question.
So
If
he is
you are
going to scout
PTech,
this.
why the heck do you pick a 2-player map and then go for a 4-pool on a
I mean,
2-player map?
The idea, I guess, is you will get to the Protoss base first, no matter what. Like, you know where he is. There's no chance of you sending the Lings in the wrong direction. But to what you're saying, the exact same thing is opposite is the case. Is that Protoss is definitely going to scout you.
And he overmade. Do you see that as well? He overmade the drones, so he can't even get this.
6 circling outs, only 4.
If he was going to do this, I would have rather have seen a 5-pool. You can transition usually a little bit better from a 5-pool. Oh, Jaeyoon even kills a drone. Oh no, that's not what you want to see. PTAX probably just feels like I wouldn't be surprised if he just left the game right here, after something like that. You're like, oh, I'm down 3-1. He just killed a drone when I'm so low on drones, but we'll see. I mean, there's still no cannon started. Actually, okay, yeah, never mind. He's building the cannons in his main. This is definitely one way you can defend against this. Just give up the natural, build those cannons in your main, and start building out from there. And that's what we see Jaeyoon is going to do.
Yeah, I also think that's the best reaction by the Protoss. You usually don't get cannons up in the natural, so you just get it in the main base. And he's totally fine here. He can block, even if he loses some probes here. The cannons are getting up, and with that, he can just play from here. There are only 6 drones alive, so yeah, very nice position for Jaeyoon.
He actually even canceled one of those cannons. Sorry, go ahead.
And this was what I talked about with the confidence. This is, for me, this is to have low self-esteem or something to go for this build. It's like a total all-in style. And you also saw that he started with the drone console, and that's also, he didn't decide. He was like, okay, let's go for it then. I don't like this whatsoever.
Well, he is going to try and transition out of this and play the game. We do see him taking a natural base. Jaeyoon, of course, has scouting of this. And, I mean, good for him that Jaeyoon does not have another base, or his second base, so he can find a way to maybe fight back into this, but he is definitely playing from behind here. Like, still only on 6 now, up to 7 drones. We got 17 probes there for Jaeyoon, throwing down a second gateway and taking his gas, so he's going to be able to start making some zealots and forcing PTAC to keep making links when really he wants to only make drones to try and catch up.
We just saw a P-Tech going up to over 200 minerals before starting this overload, while
Yeah,
also
so
having 3 lava the whole time. So he was focusing on the Zerglings, trying to attack this gateway without the cannon shooting, but he completely didn't continue to build important stuff in his main base. So this delays him in addition to his already very inferior opening in this situation.
Yeah, for sure. Now, core has been started, or is almost done here. So once Jane has 150 gas, he's going to be able to throw down a Stargate. And, like, PTAC is nowhere in close to being able to defend Corsairs. Like, we're going to have to see him take a gas and go up to Hydra soon, or an Evo Chamber and a Spore Colony. Either one. If Jaeyoon does decide to go for that Stargate, we'll have to see. He's kind of just looks like he's got a probe waiting to put it up there, just waiting for that 150 gas. And there it is.
for me, this is a sad last game. I wanted a nice macro game as we saw the first one. I think that we have seen, like, the first game was tremendously good from these two players. Both of them played very well. And then we saw the second game. It was a win for PTech, also a good game. And then we had like some strange loss there after he picked off the contain, and then we had the build order win. So I'm not sure why PTech feels that he doesn't have a chance, and I need to go for this range of a build. So yeah, I don't really like this from him. I wanted to see a nice macro game again, and then go for a 2-player map and try a 4-pull. I don't understand it. Of course, if you are a decent Protoss, you can survive that. There's a lot of things you can do. You can actually go for Forge and then a gate and just have probes microing the 6 slings.
Well, we still don't have a gas or anything being taken, so we do have an Evo chamber coming down, so it looks like the plan to stop the Corsair is going to be a Spore Colony. There it goes down at the natural as well. Meanwhile, it looks like Jaeyoon's got his Forge coming up. He's actually building a Citadel at his natural as part of a wall. Interesting position choice, but I guess he's not really afraid of getting that snipe before he gets Templar Archives down or speed to finish. Jaeyoon is going to start harassing these drones, but this Spore Colony is going to be done in time to stop it from killing any getting any kills, so that's nice. Nice for him. He has caught up in drones as well. Been mining from the second base a little bit longer, so maybe we can transition into a little bit more of a macro game, like you're saying. But I would still favor Jaeyoon in this position.
Yeah, maybe PTech can come back, but yeah, I have a hard time. I have a hard time believing it, but I hope so, because I want to have more games. I think this have been fun, so that's why I sound a little bit disappointed of what's going on here, because I felt like it was fun to see this. Okay, we have one more evolution chamber.
So you will go for that carapace upgrade probably, and the range attacks. Okay, so maybe we'll see a big Hydro bust. Hydro Den is coming up, but of course Jaeyoon can see everything with that Corsair flying across the base of PTech.
Yeah, some comments in the chat about the colors. Yeah, we can't really change him or anything, unfortunately. We got to deal with the white, and I believe this is the tan color. So yeah,
I tried to say to the admins that they should tell the
TVB.
to go for the TVB, but I'm not sure. Maybe they sometimes are too lazy.
Yeah, the ZVZ was played on top versus bottom, and I think the first game of the series was played top versus bottom, but the rest of them haven't been. So But yeah, looking at the state of this game, we just got Jaeyoon. He still hasn't even made any cannons out front, so he's really feeling confident in his position. He's like, I'm not really afraid of dying to anything. I've got so many zealots. Did leg speed finish, or did he just not start it? Okay, it is done.
It finished. Yeah.
So he has leg speed. Yeah, so he's feeling very comfortable. He's even got double forge going here. +1 is going to be finished slightly later than the attack gets there if he pushes all the way. Okay, and actually we got maybe a hidden nexus coming up from Jaeyoon. He's like, okay, I know I'm in a good position. I'm going to take a base that you're probably not going to scout very early on, or even if you do, I can defend it and just get further and further ahead. And I like this play rather than just committing in and throwing away a bunch of units. He's like, I know I'm ahead. I'm just going to get further ahead and try and take the victory and the Gosuleague from there.
Also remember, he flew across the whole Zerg base with the Corsair, so he actually saw that P-Tech has a nice SimCity and 2 Sunkens. So P-Tech can't be breached by those Zealots. The Zealots cannot kill P-Tech here, so Jaeyoon scouting that, he just uses his units to take another base. So that's a very nice reaction here.
Yeah. Well, we do have a DT sneaking around the map, gonna head towards that third base of Zerg. Now there is no OV speed, so he may end up getting the cancel on this. There is an Overlord that's kind of close by, but I don't know if he's gonna be able to get it over there in time to stop this DT.
Yeah, speed is soon done, but let's see how this pins out. Oh, he stopped attacking the hatch. I think that's a bit of a mistake, but killing some links. But now we see the Overlord coming in range here.
Yeah, I think he could have killed that hatch if he kept attacking it. But now, like you said, by killing a couple of those units, he's actually going to be able to save his hatchery. So maybe a bit of a blunder there from Jaeyoon, but nice for P-Tech. I mean, it allows him to stay in this game. Although we do have Zealots streaming, and I missed his attack.
Yeah, but this was not good for him, actually.
Yeah, looks like a nice cleanup by P-Tech.
Yeah, so, yeah, is this a comeback coming? Let's try to hype this anyway.
The 2 Zealots are still in the main base. It looks like P-Tech doesn't realize he didn't really kill off 2 of those 3 Zealots, so those can come in later and kill some additional drones.
Yeah, now we have a decent-sized army moving across the map here for P-Tech, and there's no cannons for Jaeyoon. Okay, he's got a couple just finishing up now, or one finished, another one about half done. Does he have Storm? He should have Storm ready, right?
Yeah, and
with some good dodges, though. Maybe he can bust a position here.
It could be. He should definitely get some more cannons in.
The Zealots in the main, though, for P-Tech is not what you want to see. Losing a lot of drones there.
Yeah, does notice it now and pulls them. He's got a couple of Hydras coming to deal with that. Gonna have to watch out. There's gonna be a storm going down on a couple of these Hydras. Nice reaction time, only losing 2 of them there.
He needs to go right away. He can't wait too much longer here.
There's only 1 single storm out right now.
Yeah, so just go.
About to be a second storm. There's only 2 cannons as well. Third one just about to finish up here. Bunch of Hydras streaming across the map. Is he just going to go for this?
I don't know. P-Tech had a chance if he went before. Oh, he's trying to contain him again.
Yeah, it's a contain build once again.
Oh, yeah, because he doesn't know about the 1 o'clock.
Yeah, that's the problem, right? Like, even though he gets this contain, like right now he thinks Jaeyoon's still on 2 base. He's got that Ling scouting the normal 3rd base, and he's got an Overlord scouting what could be another 3rd base attempt. So it looks like Jaeyoon's trying to push out here before the lurkers can get morphed, but they will finish up, so he is going to have to push back. Now, so P-Tech probably thinks he's in a fairly decent position at the moment. Oh, nice storm going down. Thinking, okay, Jaeyoon's only on 2 base. I'm just going to lurk contain him here and starve him out or drone up. But as we can see, he's got like half the worker count, right, as Jaeyoon. So even though he's got this decent position in front of Jaeyoon's base, it's kind of like, I don't know, almost like an illusion or something, right? Because Jaeyoon has this top hidden base, He's just got so much more income than PTAC is aware about, and he's going to be able to produce a ton of units, even if he mines out from his main and national here.
Yep.
Right now, I think that he should scout a bit here. I would love if he saw that base, but now we see more pylons coming up here, so it will be really hard to engage there. But
I would actually like to see Jaeyoon build a gateway at this base too, just so he can make a couple of high Templars here. That would really protect it if PTAC did scout it. He'd have a couple high Templars he could just storm if he tried to go up the ramp or anything. But as it is now, he's going to kill this pylon, which is actually going to depower at least one of these cannons here.
Oh, will he?
Oh, 12 HP. He does. Okay, the Hydras are going to go finish it off, maybe. Nope.
No. I don't think the pylon is a priority target here.
No. I'm like, well, it's so low. Maybe he's just going to pick that off. But nope. Okay. Pylon does survive with 12 HP.
we see a Spire coming as well. Maybe this will be a tech switch. We see, but he doesn't have that many much gas, so I think it would be hard for him.
Yeah. Well, Jaeyoon killed one of his cannons too. Another one of his cannons. So actually, if PTAC killed that pylon, Jaeyoon wouldn't really have any cannons to help fight. But of course, as we can see, Jaeyoon's army is just massive. I mean, he's 70 supply ahead here, and he's just slowly creeping his way out. Does not want to lose or give up a position or throw away a bunch of units. I do have to say, like, PTAC did a really nice job fighting back in this game, especially how the opening went, right? Like, he was so far behind, but he's actually got himself into a position where he's got this contain up. He's got 3 bases. He's pretty well droned for having 3 bases. I mean, he's still lower drones, lower saturation than Jaeyoon, but it's not terribly bad. And now we actually see him going for a bit of a drop. Will this work? I don't think so, because the army's just so close, right?
Yeah. He should have waited until that army is out on the map, but yeah, now Jaeyoon easily breaks out, and this drop, okay, it kills a lot of probes probably, but what else can he get in that time? I don't think a lot.
It's double the supply for Jaeyoon actually.
Yeah, and now he's just going to bring his army back and clean this up. And basically, yeah, that's all he got was a couple of probes, or most of the probes here. He's not going to even get a single building. Maybe he kills 1 or 2 zealots here.
This is what we've seen a lot from PTAC today. When he drops, he doesn't kill anything important.
Well, he did kill a lot of drones, probes in the natural year with another 2 lurker drop. So Jaeyoon actually down to 30 drones.
Yeah.
So if now they stay like this for another 5 minutes, PTAC is actually back in the game. But Jaeyoon should have the bigger army, but the Observer is not coming, and many units are actually dying to the lurkers here, or at least getting damaged.
Yeah. And PTAC finally does scout top right. That's got to be like an oh no moment in his head, right? Like he sees that, he's like, feels like Jaeyoon's been on 2 bases this whole time. He's like, well, maybe I still got a shot, but seeing that base is there. Now, he doesn't know how long this base has been taken for, but just knowing that there is a 3rd base feels bad. It looks like he's sending a bunch of units up to try and take that out, but I don't think he's going to be able to, especially with Jaeyoon's army pretty close by. He can easily reinforce in that position and kill off what PTAC has here.
Why does he try to engage in this way? Why doesn't he drop it?
That's a good question. Maybe no time, no overlords to send there. But yeah, you can see, okay, maybe he kills this 1 cannon, but the right cannon will probably defend it in the end.
No, I think he will break this here. 4 lurkers left.
Yeah, even if he gets up there, though, this base is already paid for itself. Jaeyoon's fine, and he's got a much bigger problem. This huge army of Jaeyoon right outside his base, and there's no stopping this. Like, look at this. There's like at least 2.5 control groups of Dragoons, a few Zealots, some Templars, and PTAC's got no army to speak of whatsoever here. So this is just a crushing Protoss army. There's no way he's going to be defending this, and he leaves the game. So Jaeyoon takes it down 4-1. Very nicely played by Jaeyoon. He is the Gosuleague champion. Congratulations. Well done.
$100 for Jaeyoon.
Yeah, congratulations. Hypers in the chat. I want to see some hypers, guys. Hypers in the chat.
Yeah, let's go for some cheers here.
And
Hypers.
yeah, so we have the winner of the Gosuleague. The Wikipedia or Liquipedia is also updated. Let's take a look at the bracket. Thanks to Metaphysics for always keeping the Liquipedia updated here. Not quite here for the finals, but we we at least have the semifinals updated, and of course we just saw Jaeyoon taking it 4-1 here and is the Gosuleague champion. But remember, the top four, so P-Tech, Julia, Jaeyoon, and Tim, will play in the Pro League the next season by
Who do you
reaching
think?
the top four here.
Who do you think will do it the best in the Pro League here?
Probably Jaeyoon, maybe. I mean, I know Jaeyoon's played in it before. I think maybe
Yeah.
Julia's been in there before too.
Yeah, I think
I
they
don't
both.
think PTAC has. I'm not sure Tim has either, but also strong players, of course. So
Yeah, I think that the style that we see from Jaehoon is so strange, but maybe I believe that if we see the game like Jaehoon versus Tim, if there had been another Protoss, I think that a lot of his shenanigans should not have worked there.
yeah.
Was like a lot of very, very weird strategies that it was shockingly to see that. So maybe we will see some of the Pro League players just hammer that down if he tries that. But maybe he can go for a more mech-oriented game if he wants to. But yeah.
Yeah, now we have the Liquipedia updated. Thank you. And yeah, I'm not sure who will do best in the Pro League. I think we have seen some weaknesses for all the players we have seen today. And we know Pro League is like the highest level of competition, and it will be very hard for any of these players, I think, to really do a lot. But I think if I had to pick a player, not because he won, but just because of what I've seen in the games, I think Jaeyoon would probably go the furthest in the Pro League.
Yeah, let's hope that they all do well there. It would be fun to see not only the same people in Pro League doing great, because right now we see Bonif on 4 wins in a row. So let's hope that we get some more new players coming up and doing a lot of nice things there.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, guys. So I think with that, our stream pretty much comes to an end here. Any other words to say, guys? Any promotions for your own content that you're producing? Go ahead, Snipe.
All right. Well, just one last shout out to BSL, all the whole BSL team, BSL staff, Zero. They do a wonderful job here. It's great for the foreign Brood War scene. So keep following all the bombastic Star League stuff, supporting their casts. From my own side, I run CPL. So for anyone who might be a little bit lower level, wants to get into StarCraft, wants to learn or improve, such a great place. Plenty of active players in there and coaches such as MasterReY, whose team won the finals. Once again, what is that? Unbelievably so. 3 straight seasons his team has won. So follow CPL, get involved there if you want to learn some StarCraft, play some games, get some coaching. But then there's plenty of other great casters and great events in the scene. Things like BWCL or Rogues Gallery, any of the other things. And of course, the best of the best tour being put on by Team Think Quick. So tons of great content. Great time to be alive and a StarCraft fan.
Yeah, for sure. Veer, any
Yeah,
last
I
words
can
from you as
just
well?
Yeah, I can just say that if you haven't followed MasterReY, you should. But if you want to check out my Twitch channel, I just put a link in the chat there, and you can always get in there. And Snipe mentioned the BVCL. That's a league that I cast most of, and soon I think we will get up there. So the admins are rearranging stuff after what happened. And if you want to know all about that, get into Team Liquid and read about it. So what we're trying to do right now is to get everything up and working. So we have 2 casters there. So if you're a caster, or if you feel like you want to try to cast, you can always get into the Discord channel there and say that, oh, I want to be able to cast a bit. And of course, we can see what we can do. There's a lot of leagues, so there's plenty of games that you can start to work on. So I will cast, I hope, BSL 12. And I think MasterReY will cast some BSL 12 Gosuleague. If they give us the opportunity, I think both of us will. So, yeah, if you follow me, I will just try to focus on those 2 leagues. I don't have that much time right now because I have a wife and 3 kids. So I do my best to have all that going at the same time as casting. So over to you, MasterReY.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, for myself, I mean, we are here on my channel, so obviously I would love if you also tune in on this channel on my like usual ladder streams. I'm also doing yeah, a lot of casting in the future as well. As we just said, we'll do the BSL as well, I think. But yeah, I'm also streaming on a A rank, like low A rank, high B rank. I will stream ladder Protoss games, and I'm also having some little nice challenges coming up. So, for example, next weekend I will actually play StarCraft with a controller. I have mapped all the controller, the keyboard and the mouse buttons to the controller. So, if you want to see stuff like that, it will be fun. Yesterday, I actually defeated a 1.7k player with playing only at 38 APM. Yes, you heard that right, 38 APM. So I'm doing little challenges all the time like that, and so it would be nice if you tune in there. And apart from that, I'm also playing in BSL, of course. So this season, I'm playing for the Gosuleague, and I'm putting a link to a playlist in the chat right now. So there you can see all my videos for the first person games from my Gosuleague games. So I'm always recording my games, and like you can see how a player feels playing such a tournament, how he prepares, how he goes from one game to another, and you can follow my journey through the BSL Gosuleague. I will upload more videos to that playlist. And yeah, it looks very good that I qualify for Gosuleague myself for the next season. So maybe you can
And I
find
can
me there.
I can say one more thing before we end. There is one person that is the greatest person of all for the BSL, and that's actually Zero. And you should go, all of you should go to the Google and just press Patreon Bombastic StarCraft League to just support that, because he is the he is the best guy ever. He actually gone down in work time, is it normal work, to be able to go for more BSL stuff. So I think he works only 75% or 80% or something to be able to do this. So if you want to support anyone, of course you can support all of us, but the biggest one to support is not us, it's Zero. He's putting so much time and effort to doing this. So support him in any way you want to, and donate to him, get into the Patreon, and do everything that is good for him. I don't know if it's his birthday, but
That's
he's
what people are
wonderful.
saying, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I saw some of that in BSL too. So if it is his birthday, happy birthday to Zero.
Yeah.
Zero. Happy birthday, Zero. Great job running BSL.
Yeah,
Community
you
loves
are
it and supports it.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks a lot. I've
Okay.
put the two most important links for BSL in the chat, the Mobastic Star League website and the Patreon that Vera just mentioned. If you want to support Zero at what he's doing, and especially maybe since it's his birthday today, go there and you can support him there if you want. And yeah, I think with all of that, the only one left to thank are you guys, the viewers. Thanks for always watching our streams and being here active with us in the chat, always contributing to an awesome like event every single week. Yeah, thanks a lot for watching, and I think with that we are at the end of today. So
Yeah.
bye bye.
Bye bye.
See ya.